daylight, so cold, sleep is nice, so tired, my eyes fight. They just wanna close back up tight. Get up, hoodie on, hard work at the crack of dawn. This life ain't for the weak ones, no, this life pure only for the strong. Feeling slow, shake it off, don't got time for negative thoughts. Red sight, got the dot, shoot my shot, I want the top. Never lost, got my plot, know my story, I know my boss. I won't fight against the clock, time's a limited gift from God. One day I will have my victory, crush all my enemies so viciously. Work so hard my hands are blistering, and they will carve my name in history.
What is up, everybody? Nick Fiore, FioriousNation owner. Adam Carl on my right. May not able to see him, his face or anything, but probably, I don't know if it's camera issues on his end, but something glitchy. But anyways, this is episode 19 of Forbidden Podcast on FioriousNation via YouTube by yours truly, Nick Fiore and Adam Carl. It is April the 2nd of 2026, a day after April Fool's Day, and we're already into April. What the hell has happened to 2026 so far? We're 1/3 into the year, man. Adam Carl, what is up, brother?
Fantastic. Looking good. Doing good. And it'll be an exciting show.
Well, this is not an April Fool's joke with it, by the way. I know it's not April Fool's Day. It was April Fool's Day yesterday, but nonetheless, we got quite some stuff to talk about. Again, not much in the news. Some, but not much at the same time. We're 2 weeks ago till WrestleMania. We got Stand and Deliver for NXT taking place this Saturday night on YouTube, April the 4th, at the Factory in St. Louis, Missouri, the same home as the second NXT episode on the CW, by the way, where Randy Orton took on Javon Evans, and then get Stephanie Vetcare made her NXT TV debut, siding with Julia to take on Roxanne Perez, then NXT Women's Champion, and Cora Jade. That episode as well. But they're going to take place at that same arena, that same place this Saturday for NXT Stand and Deliver, 2 weeks before WrestleMania 42, which I like because it's its own standalone event. It doesn't feel lost in the shuffle on WrestleMania weekend. But we're going to go over preview and predictions for that show here today on episode 19. Right there. Sorry, my tongue there. Something bothering my back teeth again, but just bear with me. So we got NXT Stand and Deliver preview predictions. We got like 6 matches on the card. Should hopefully be a decent show. And it's not on Peacock. It's on YouTube, by the way. The NXT stuff is no longer on Peacock. That is officially off Peacock onto YouTube, at least for now. We'll see what happens as far as the NXT library is concerned. But we got other stuff to talk about, as well as like John Cena hosting WrestleMania. We got to talk about the highlights from SmackDown last Friday in Pittsburgh. We got Raw and MSG this past Monday to talk about, which I was there live. I got a lot to say about that. NXT in the Garden, which I was not at this past Tuesday. Some stuff happened there. We got Dynamite last night from Winnipeg. Chris Jericho returning. Yes, this is not an April Fool's joke. Yesterday, April Fool's Day. No April Fool's joke here, guys. Chris Jericho is back in AEW. We're going to give our reasons why we think and stuff like that. So look forward to that. Other news like Goldberg feeling he was disrespected in his retirement speech. We got some stuff to talk about that. And so much more as well. So with that being said, again, sorry, something bothering me. So really just trying to understand. But anyways, got quite the stuff to talk about here if I say so myself. But before we begin, want you to like on the video, be greatly, greatly appreciated, as I am now at 260 subscribers. So thank you to those. And I got nothing to say but thank you. But officially at 260, let's try and get to 270 by the end of April, or by May 1st. So let's try and shoot for that goal here on the channel. But at 260 subscribers, thank you guys so much. It is greatly appreciated. Much love to all of you. And I got nothing to say but 2 words to all you guys, and thank you. So make sure to go hit the like hit the subscribe button to make sure you subscribe to FioriousNation and hit the bell for all notifications. And go follow me on X, as you see on the bottom of the left-hand screen at FioriNick579. That is my X or Twitter. Go follow me on Twitter. At Adam Carl 2005 on X or Twitter as well. Go follow Adam Carl as well. Instagram at Nicholas Fiore 2014. TikTok at FioriousNation, though I don't use TikTok, but I do have a TikTok on TikTok at FioriousNation. And then Facebook, Nicholas Fiore 31 over on Facebook as well. And we might as well begin this episode here. Mention at the beginning of this video, some of the beginnings of this video, NXT Stand and Deliver 2026, our preview and predictions for that show. Adam Carl, first things first, thoughts on the show, and thoughts of it being on YouTube, and thoughts on the card and the build so far for Stand and Deliver. And are you looking forward to Stand and Deliver this Saturday for NXT in St. Louis? Uh-oh.
I think it's looking good.
Oh! I thought something happened to your mic there.
Nice.
Sorry, bro. Sorry, I thought someone hacked your mic, bro. Something's going on.
Maybe it was a Tony Khan who tried to hack me. Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, anyways, you were saying about Stand and Deliver.
Maybe, maybe Tony tried to hack me. You never know.
Yeah, right. But anyways, Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, if they get back to things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the card. It looks like a good show.
Yeah, I would believe so as well. But we got the card here. I think it's like what, 6 matches. Here we go. NXT Stand and Deliver. Here we go. So taking place in St. Louis. What do you think on the build? So what do you think of the build for Stand and Deliver?
It's been all right. It's been all right, you know. There's nothing, you know, too bad. Nothing too outstanding, but you know, it's been solid.
It's not bad, but I mean, it's like a mixed bag. But we actually got 6 matches on the main show.
Yeah, that's right.
We got one pre-show match actually. It's a 10-person mixed tag team match. It is Hank and Tank Ledger, and Hank Walker. Then teaming up with Shiloh Hill, E.K. Prosper, and Ren Sinclair. E.K. Prosper, never heard of this guy, but they take on Birthright of Lexis King, Channing Stacks Lorenzo, Charlie Dempsey, Uriah Connors, and Ariana Grace. I don't really care much for this. I mean, my opinion, I think Birthright wins this.
Yeah, I think they win it too.
They're
the new faction in NXT right now.
Yeah, Birthright's gotten a little bit more attention these days, so I would go Birthright winning this thing. I don't know what you got. Do you got Birthright or Hank and Tank? Oh, something's going on with his mic. I don't know what's going on with him. I'm sorry, guys, with these technical difficulties on Adam Carl's end with his mic. I don't know what's going on with his mic, but something's going on, and I apologize for that.
I'm allowing you to talk. I don't know what's going on. I'm allowing you to talk. It's happening.
Oh, I have given all this perfect.
I'm guessing it's internet issues.
What?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's internet problems.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, probably internet, but yeah, but the internet, but yeah, oh yeah, okay, now I can hear a little bit, but yeah. What do you go like what are you going, Birthright or the Hank and Tank team to win this pre-show match?
Birthright.
Yeah. So we got both got birthright
They're
on
the
the
brand
board.
new factory that they're building in NXT.
Yes.
So I think they need to go.
Yeah. So we got birthright on the pre-show. The main show, I guess, would be the first match on the main show. The Vanity Project. This is Brad Baylor and Ricky Smokes of Swipe Right. They defend the NXT Tag Team titles against the Los Americanos. This is Bravo Americano and Rayo Americano with El Grande Kaiser Americano. Gracias. I can do that. Yes. It's Vanity Project versus Los Americanos for the NXT Tag Team titles. No, I think Vanity Project retained. There's no reason to take the titles off them.
I'm going with the Vanity Project.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no reason to take the titles off Vanity Project, so it should be a good match, but I'm gonna go Vanity Project to retain. And I think as they should. And they think they just won the titles, yeah.
Yeah.
They just won the titles.
Yeah, they won them. There's no reason to take them off.
Yeah, to give them to Los Americanos. They've done good work, don't get me wrong. The Americanos have done really good work with Kaiser Americano, with the other two Americanos, Bravo and Rayo Americano. Don't get me wrong. All three Americanos have done good work, but to give Rayo and Bravo Americano the titles doesn't make any sense. I would have Vanity Project retain if I was booking this. There's zero reason to take those belts off them. Yeah. So should be a good match, but I'm going Brad Baylor and Ricky Smokes to win and retain their championship. So I'm going Vanity Project. And so there's that. Miles Bourne, Johnny Gargano, NXT North American Championship match. This may actually be a sleeper match. This may actually be matchup this weekend. Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling, and Miles Bourne. They've been having this thing lately where Johnny Gargano's like sleeping or face down on the crate, feeling depressed because Tommaso Ciampa left and is in AEW and is now doing fuck all in AEW. And Gargano doesn't have his tag team partner. He's all by himself, and he is all laying down, face down on a crate and depressed. He's trying to, and Candice LeRae's trying to help him find Johnny Wrestling again. And then he got squashed by Oba Femi, and they have the story where Johnny Gargano trying to find Johnny Wrestling, and Candice LeRae and others trying to tell him, you got to find yourself who you are again. You're Johnny freaking Wrestling. You know, the heart and soul of NXT. You got to find yourself again. And then a few weeks ago in NXT, there was some gauntlet match where the winner would face Miles Bourne for the North American title at Stand and Deliver. And the fifth person in that match was a mystery man, and it was Johnny Gargano. And it was down to Shiloh Hill and Johnny Gargano in that gauntlet, and Gargano actually won. It was silly how he won, but I mean, it was stupid how he won, but in a silly way. But he actually won and is getting Miles Bourne at Stand and Deliver. This may actually steal the show this weekend, though. I love Johnny Gargano, but I'm going Miles Bourne to retain. And I don't know where this whole Johnny Gargano thing is going with this whole thing here. What I hope is this match brings Johnny Gargano to his NXT Black and Gold roots again, where Miles Bourne retains, then afterwards, and they turn Johnny Gargano face again, and he's back to the babyface NXT Black and Gold Johnny Wrestling again, and he's a babyface on his own. I really hope this is what this leads to, and maybe if anyone can do that, it's possibly Miles Bourne, who's actually been doing some good work, believe it or not. I've seen his work lately in NXT. He's actually very talented. He's not doing bad. So I don't know how you feel about this, Adam Carl. I'm giving the floor to you on your thoughts on this.
I'm going with Miles Bourne as well. I would say the same thing with Vanity Project. There's no reason to take the title off of Miles Bourne. He just won it. And he's done fantastic work. You know, I like the match that he had with Oba.
Yes. Yeah. That was last year, I think it was, when Oba was NXT champion, his first reign, I think. I think that was the one, yeah.
Yeah. So I think with Johnny, honestly, this could honestly be the best match that he could have.
I agree.
He's done great work. I mean, he has the potential to be a big star eventually when he gets called up to the main roster.
Mm-hmm. And
So,
he's a
this match
lucky.
with Johnny, honestly, this could be his best one that he could have to date.
He could, and Johnny
And,
Gargano, man.
with his story with Miles, obviously with him in being deaf, I think. So,
Yes,
he's
him
very,
being-
he's a, we can
can't
relate
hear.
to his story, his struggles.
Yes.
So he knows how to get the crowd behind him. If anybody could turn Johnny to a babyface, I think it's Miles Bourne.
Yeah. Miles Bourne retains, and I'm hoping like after the match they turn like Johnny shows respect and they turn him officially face again. Because honestly, to me, I don't know how you guys feel. This is just my opinion. I feel Johnny Gargano as a heel can be very forced, where he just fits so much better as that underdog, like Daniel Bryan, like babyface. And the WWE could use something like that, especially on Friday nights. But it's just, I don't know, that's just my opinion, how I feel and stuff. So hopefully that leads to that Johnny turning face again after this match is Stand Deliver. And please get rid of that Def Rebel fucking garbage. Give him back his CFO Money theme song, Rebel Heart. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We are. Something like that.
Yeah, that's garbage. Or the NXT heel Def Rebel stuff he had in 2020. That was not good either. Not that one either. So hopefully this leads to Johnny going babyface again. It should. It should. So could be match of the weekend, but I'm hoping this is where it leads to. And we have Johnny go back to his black and gold roots, and SmackDown could use something like that. Especially, and if Trick Williams, who I think wins the U.S. title at WrestleMania, imagine a heel Trick Williams versus a face Johnny Gargano for the U.S. title on SmackDown. Or if you want,
fantastic.
Or if you build Gargano up enough, you have a face Gargano versus a heel Orton or something like that, or you get him involved, like if Kevin Owens ever comes back or whatnot. But anyways, I hope that this is where this leads to, but we'll see what happens. But this could be match of the weekend, and I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm actually looking forward to this match. Out of all the matches this weekend, that will be the one. So call me crazy on that, but that's just my opinion.
You're actually not crazy. Think about it. It's not too crazy. I mean, just the match on paper looks great.
Yeah, and Candice LeRae is trying to tell Johnny, you got to wake up. You got to find yourself again. Alex Shelley and others have said it. So this has to be leading to something. So I'm hoping this is where it leads. So we will see what they got up their sleeve for Saturday, April 4th at St. Louis Stand and Deliver. We got the next match on the show, triple threat match, NXT Women's Championship, JC Jane versus Kendall Gray versus Lola Vice. Now, I did watch Kendall versus Lola from 2 nights ago, March 31st at MSG, the theater in MSG for NXT Roadblock. Now, that match main evented that show, and if you see the end result, how Kendall got Lola in a pinning bridge for a Northern Light suplex. But before that, Lola had Kendall some guillotine choke. Then Kendall flipped her for a Northern Light suplex counter. And then when the referee was counting 1, 2, 3 at the same time as a 3 count, almost pretty much, that Kendall tapped out to the guillotine. And it looked like it was some kind of a draw. And it was the end controversy at the end of the NXT show this past Tuesday, like who won, who's going to stand and deliver. And now we got to answer it's a triple threat instead of one-on-one. For the NXT Women's title at Stand and Deliver, JC Jane versus Kendall Gray versus Lola Vice. This may also be a good match on Saturday as well. A couple things about it. I would say this is where hopefully Kendall Gray wins the championship, as she should. Also, this may be Lola Vice's last NXT showing because I do think she could possibly get called up to SmackDown after WrestleMania. And then also JC Jane, her get called up as well after WrestleMania as well. I'm going Kendall Gray to win and to become the new NXT Women's Champion. I think it's that time. And I would say Kendall wins, but she pins Lola. And then JC could ask for a rematch if she wasn't pinned and do it a week or two after Stand and Deliver and stuff. Possibly the NXT before or after WrestleMania, JC gets a rematch against Kendall, but loses the rematch to Kendall. And then that's when, after that, JC gets called up to the main roster. And maybe Fallon Henley and Lainey Reed, or at least Fallon Henley with Fatal Influence with JC Jane to the main roster, possibly. I don't know how you feel. That is my overall take on that. I'm going Gray Graps, Kendall Gray, to win and become the new NXT Women's Champion, who, by the way, Kendall Gray is the future. That is facts, and she is fucking great. So I'm going Kendall Gray all the way, bro.
I'm going Kendall Gray as well. I think the time is now for her to win the championship.
Absolutely.
She's phenomenal.
She's so fucking
She's done
good.
some phenomenal work. Yeah, in NXT coming out of Evolve.
Again,
I'm surprised though that
God.
I was just gonna say right now. I'm surprised though that they went with the triple threat instead of or you would have thought they would have went Kendall Gray versus JC Jane 1-on-1 at Stand and Deliver. I'm surprised that they went the triple threat route.
Yeah,
but I don't hate it.
It shouldn't be a bad match.
I don't hate it. It should be a good match.
Yeah.
Yeah. It should still be a good match. And I think it's time to put the belt on Kendall. I could see this being Lola Vice's final NXT match.
Yeah.
Maybe this is why she's in there, because that's gonna be her final match at NXT. She's putting over, the new girl, Kendall.
Yeah. I would say Kendall wins
JC,
yeah. I'm sorry.
And just like you said, they have an out there where JC loses the title, but she doesn't get pinned.
Yes.
And maybe they do a rematch on the NXT after WrestleMania, with her putting over Kendall Gray in a 1-on-1 match.
Yeah, either the NXT before or after Mania, I would say. Probably the NXT after, because I would say that would be JC Jane's last NXT appearance before on the main roster. And I would absolutely put her on SmackDown, no doubt about it. And they could use a good heel like that on SmackDown, because Jade Cargill, I'm sorry, is a fail. She's not working out. And you want a much better heel on SmackDown? Look no further than JC Jane. I'm going Kendall Gray as your new NXT Women's Champion. You give her the ball, let her run with it. And Kendall wins a title, but she pins Lola. That's Lola's send-off. And JC asks for a rematch. You have it on the NXT or before, after Mania. JC loses the rematch. That sends JC Jane to the main roster. And we could potentially see Lola Vice and JC Jane both on SmackDown. We could see them both on the main roster potentially coming out of WrestleMania. And I think we do. I think Lola's ready. She doesn't even, and I know she hasn't won the NXT Women's title yet or North American title yet on NXT. She doesn't need to. She's been there for a couple years. I think Lola's ready. She'd be a very nice addition to that SmackDown mid-card in that women's U.S. title. She'd be a very nice addition to that. So Lola Vice, I believe, is ready. JC Jane is also ready, and she's coming along, and recently she has gotten better. She has been slowly starting to grow on me. Not the biggest JC Jane fan here at all, but I can tell she's slowly getting better. And I can't be the only one who feels, and I know I'm not the only one who feels that way. Recently, she has been getting there slowly but surely and stuff like that. But JC Jane's also been there since 2021. She's been in NXT for over 4 or 5 years. She's been there for 4 or 5 years. Like Lola Vice, it's time to call her up. JC Jane, especially, it's definitely time to call her up. I would be shocked if she's not called up after WrestleMania sometime, shortly after Mania. But I'm going Kendall Gray to win the championship all the way. You just know when it's time, it's time. And she's so fucking good, dude, is Kendall Gray. Hasn't been doing this thing for that long, and look how good she is, and she gets better every single time. She's great in the ring, not a bad talker at all. Kendall Gray all the way, man, again. And she's going to be something, and when she hits the main roster eventually, she's going to be something there special too. Mark my words, Kendall Gray. I've been seeing signs lately on SmackDown. Kendall is the future. There's no lies there. And I'm sure you've seen it too. That purple sign with white lettering saying
Kendall. A lie was told.
Kendall's the future, man.
A lie was told.
Why is Lash Legend on the main roster now, but not Kendall Gray? I don't get that. And Lash Legend's not even there yet. Beats
Come on,
me.
bro. You mean to tell me you don't enjoy the irresistible forces?
Oh god. They wrestled Lyra, Valkyria, and
You're
Bailey
not.
on MSG this past Monday, man. The first half, I was starting to fall asleep. And so was my friend next to me. And then it picked up during the later portion. Then we got the interference, man. Yeah. Oh, joy. Oh, joy.
Come on now,
But
bro.
great.
Come on now, bro. You mean to tell me you also don't enjoy Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, geez. Yeah. Terrible build. Oh, but you got a new baddies with Michin and BFAB and Jade Cargill. Yeah. Not even that long in. I don't care. I don't care for that. Two losers paired with a failure. Yeah, not going to work. Michin and BFAB, two of the biggest jobbers on the main roster in WWE, and you put them with Jade Cargill, and you expect me to all of a sudden care about Michin and BFAB now that they're paired with Jade Cargill? Terrible. But Kendall Gray, we think we both got Kendall Gray on the board as the new NXT Women's Champion. I would be very surprised if JC somehow retains. If she retains, if we get Kendall and Lola after Stand Deliver in a proper one-on-one, and maybe the NXT before after Mania, that's where Kendall finally wins the title. But I don't know about that one. I would have Kendall win this weekend, to be honest with you. If it was up to me, I would crown Kendall this weekend. If I was booking this. It's her time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she needs to win this. It's good.
Yeah.
She's the right player.
Yeah. We got the other match on the card. Sol Ruka versus Zarya. Now, how I mentioned Lola Vice this could potentially be a send-off for Lola Vice and then for JC Jane. Zarya Sol Ruka, I think this is potential, and this is my opinion. I think this is a for sure send-off for Sol Ruka. Zarya Sol Ruka, I've been liking their story lately and stuff like that. I think they've been doing good, nice stuff with them recently in their build. I've been liking their build going into the show quite a lot. I would say, though, Zarya wins this, and she writes Sol Ruka off, and we get Sol Ruka called up to the main roster after WrestleMania. That's what I truly think. And if Kendall Gray is the new NXT Women's Champion coming out of this weekend, you want a very good heel to challenge Kendall as her first title defense for the Women's Championship. Kendall Gray versus Zarya, man, I would not mind that at all. So I'm going Zarya to win this. And this is Sol Ruka's last hurrah in NXT. And then after WrestleMania, we get Sol Ruka on Raw or SmackDown after WrestleMania, called up to the main roster. And I'm telling you right now, Sol Ruka is going to fucking kill it on the main roster. Mark my words. She is a future piece of that company for years and years to come. Then the final three in the Royal Rumble this past January in Saudi. The month before, she wrestled Bayley on Saturday Night's Main Event, the night of John Cena's last match against Gunther. Sol Ruka is going to do very well in the main roster when she hits the main roster. I'm telling you right now. Look out for Sol Ruka as soon as she hits the main roster. Sol Ruka is one to look out for. But I think Zarya goes over here, and this is the last time we see Sol Ruka in NXT.
I think the same. Yeah, I'm thinking the same.
Yeah.
I think Zarya goes over. I mean, you would need a new star there to push.
Yes, like a new monster heel. Like if JC's getting called up and then you call up Sol, I mean, you're calling up JC, they're missing that top heel in NXT. Zarya could very well enter that spot.
Yeah, that's what I think.
You know, that big monster.
Maybe you could even have her dethrone Kendall Gray months later.
You could, yeah. I would not mind that either. You could do that. But this should also be a sleeper match. Sol Ruka and Zarya, but I'm going Zarya.
Yeah, I'm going Zarya too.
Other match we also got on the show. We got 3 women's matches, 3 men's matches on the show here. The third women's match and next match of the show this Saturday. NXT Women's North American Championship. Tatum Paxley versus Blake Monroe. I don't know what you feel about this, but Tatum Paxley's very good. Blake Monroe's very good. I would probably say Blake Monroe wins this thing. I guess I'm going Blake Monroe because I mean she's been targeting that North American.
I'm going with Blake as well.
Really?
I'm going with Blake as well. I'm going with Blake as well.
Okay. I mean Tatum though she just won the championship, but
So I think she could.
Go ahead.
She could use the win more, and I think because she lost it originally when she wasn't supposed to.
Yeah, lost to the Thea Hale in
She lost
NXT.
it a
It
while
was a
ago.
botched referee count.
Yeah, I think Blake was knocked out. I believe.
Yeah, lost it in a fluke. Lost it in a fluke to Thea Hale, and the next month New Year's Eve for NXT, the beginning of the year. Then Thea Hale was attacked by Blake Monroe. Thea Hale then dropped the championship to Izzy Dame, and then Izzy Dame at Vengeance Day lost the championship to Tatum Paxley. And Tatum Paxley's actually very good as well. She's another one that is a potential for the main roster, but Tatum Paxley, Blake Monroe, they may have Tatum Paxley retain. I'm gonna go Blake Monroe because if she loses, where does Blake Monroe go from here? You know what I'm saying? I would go Blake Monroe win the championship. Have Blake Monroe beat Tatum Paxley, we get a new North American champion.
Yeah, I'm going with Blake as well.
Yes.
I think we can agree.
And also, if Blake Monroe Blake Monroe wins the championship here, listen to this. I don't know what the status is of her AEW contract. It might be up before Stand Deliver. I don't know. They haven't heard anything yet of her new about her AEW contract status. If she's soon out the door, Anna Jay. If Blake Monroe wins the NXT Women's North American title from Tatum Paxley, does Blake Monroe this Saturday? Do we potentially see Anna Jay this Saturday and confront maybe Blake Monroe? Do we see that? If Anna Jay is free from AEW and is a free agent by April 4th.
It's possible. Very possible. Fun fact, actually, I think she's starting her Twitch account today.
Really?
Anna Jay. She's this is her. She's gonna have her first stream on Twitch tonight.
Cool. So we may.
I don't know. So maybe
maybe
she gets asked about her AW status. If she's leaving or if she's staying.
I don't know.
I still think she ends up leaving. I still think she ends up leaving.
Yeah.
I'm not sure though about if it's if she's gonna debut at Stand and Deliver. I think it depends on her availability.
Probably. And also depends if she's still in
the. Apparently, according to our pal Sean Ross Sapp, our favorite news reporter, objectively.
Yeah, good old sappy boy, Sean Ross Sapp.
Yeah, our good pal Sappy there. Yeah, he's finding an update on Anna Jay. He's trying to find an update on her contract.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna hear more about Anna soon enough. Who knows? Maybe her deal is up before Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, who knows? I hope so because there's nothing left for her there, and so we'll see.
Yeah. So in case her deal is up at before Stand and Deliver, if it's up before then, I think you could have her debut after the Women's North American title match, and she confronts Blake Monroe.
It could do that. If they do that, I would not mind at all. So
it would make sense. I mean, they do have history from their time in AEW. So it makes perfect sense.
Yep. So we'll see, but I'm going Blake Monroe to win the championship. So both got Blake Monroe on the board. Then we got the main event. I think this is the main event. Fatal 4-way for the NXT Championship. Joe Hendry defends the NXT Championship against Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, and Tony D'Angelo. I don't know how you feel about this. Am I the only one that thinks we might get Tony D'Angelo winning the NXT championship somehow, some way? Joe Hendry's just a placeholder for Tony D'Angelo. No disrespect to Joe Hendry, but I think this might lead
Believe in Joe Hendry.
Yeah, I believe in Joe Hendry, but I think this instant I'm going Tony D'Angelo. He's a guy that's been here for over 4 years. I don't know what he does here if he doesn't win. Ricky Saints is ready for the main roster. Ethan Page is ready for the main roster. I seen them both called up after WrestleMania, no questions asked. Then you got Joe Hendry, then you got Tony D'Angelo. Tony D'Angelo has been a big focal point lately on NXT, and I've been liking his recent work with the big bushy beard and dropping the Italian accent. I've been liking his work recently. I will say so myself, and I'm liking what Tony D's doing. I'm actually going to go with brand new NXT champion and Tony D'Angelo. I think Joe Hendry drops the title here to Tony D. I don't know how you feel, but I think we get a new champion this Saturday for the NXT championship.
I think the same thing as well. I think we see a new NXT champion ascend the deliver, and they're giving the championship to Tony D'Angelo.
Yeah,
I mean, this character, it's starting to pick up steam. Like, it's starting to get some momentum. So I say, why not? Why not give him a run with the championship?
Yeah. Now, Joe Hendry,
he's another guy, honestly. He's another guy for me, honestly. Like, he should have been on the main roster.
Yeah.
I just don't know why.
He's been in Tony D'Angelo has been in NXT since late 2021. That's over 4 years, and he's still developmental. Like the original 4 from NXT 2.0, that awful era of NXT. Tony D'Angelo, Bron Breakker, Grayson Waller, and Carmelo Hayes. 3 of them, Waller, Hayes, Carmelo, and Breakker, they're all on the main roster. But the only one out of the 4 that's still on NXT and not in the main roster yet is Tony D'Angelo. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. The guy should have been on the main roster ages ago. Why he's still in NXT, I would love to know that mystery. But I'm hoping either sometime this year or next year we get him on the main roster, because I think he's ready and I think he deserves a promotion to the main roster. And I think he'd kill it there. But the character, he's good in the ring. He's got a great look. He's good on the mic. He's got all the tools. I think he has what it takes to succeed on the main roster. If Bron Breakker can succeed and all, so can Tony D'Angelo. And if Carmelo Hayes can succeed as well, so can Tony D. So I don't understand why he's still on the developmental brand.
Yeah. I just don't get it.
You know what I'm saying? They also have Clash in Italy this May 31st. I don't know. What if Joe Hendry retains here somehow, some way? Like, I'm thinking this. Ricky Saints and Ethan Page are going to be on the main roster after Mania, no matter what. In my opinion, if Joe Hendry retains, now hear me out. This is just a bold prediction. What if Joe Hendry retains here, and we get Tony D on the main roster by May 31st, Clash in Italy, because Tony D'Angelo has that Italian heritage. So I don't know how you feel about that. If Hendry retains, do we see Tony D on the main roster as well? Potentially do we get to see him at Clash in Italy?
I would like it.
It would make sense.
I would like it. He's been ready for he's been ready for years now for a call-up.
4 years.
If Joe Hendry does retain,
4 years he's been on that show.
If he does retain, it's Joe Hendry, and he's not on the main roster anytime soon. Why not call up Tony?
Yeah.
Why not call him D'Angelo?
Now, if Tony D wins, do we see Joe Hendry get called up? Now, you can't call up everybody, but if Tony D wins, do we see Joe Hendry called up or no, or not yet?
I could see it. I could see it being called up. I just don't see him though being called up after WrestleMania. Maybe around summertime.
Yeah, probably. Because you can't call up everybody at the same time. You're also going to gut NXT like that. You can't do that. And their men's division in NXT is not good. It's very not much going on there at all. So you can't really call up everybody. But Ricky and Ethan, at least for the men, get called up. And they're definitely more than ready. Especially Ethan Page. So I'm going Tony D'Angelo winning. And I think we get a brand new NXT champion. And I think Tony D deserves it. He's been there for 4 years. And he's had recent good character work. I don't think there's anyone more deserving than Tony D'Angelo. I think it's the time. I really think it's the time.
Absolutely.
So overall, it should be a good show Saturday. And it's also on YouTube as well. And also NXT Send delivered 2 weeks before WrestleMania. It's not on Mania weekend and not in late April. I like this move. I really do. And it's in early April, like late March / early April, where WrestleMania is used to take place. I think after this year's Mania, they need to stay away from late April Manias and go back to late March, early April Manias. That is the best way to go about it. And it makes the product that much better, in my opinion, as a whole. And I hope Stand and Deliver this Saturday does well and succeeds. And if it succeeds, I hope the main roster takes notes of this and starts doing WrestleMania in late March, early April for WrestleManias again. Because these late April, third week, late April Manias just do nothing for the product, and they just don't do anything for me. And I'm not the only one who feels that way. I feel like with the late April Mania build, it's too long, and it does nothing for anybody. And I don't know what your thoughts are on that. And I know I cannot be wrong on that take there. I think late March, early April WrestleManias are the right way to go about it instead of a late April WrestleMania. Late April Mania is just too damn long. And I think after this year, we need to stay away from third week April, late April WrestleManias after this year.
Yeah, they need to stay. I think they need to have the WrestleMania to go back to early April at least. At least early April. Like, I don't get why they move it to mid-April. It's like I don't
I know Nick Khan. Like, I know WrestleMania 40 in Philly, night 1, outdoor, no roof arena. I know it was very cold that night in Chile, but that's why you bring a jacket. And I know Nick Khan wanted to move it towards late April because like of the cold weather early April. I mean, so what? You bring a fucking jacket, you know? There's no reason why
Allegiant Stadium. Allegiant Stadium is an indoor stadium.
Yeah.
Not outdoors. Heck, they have a roof.
And I don't know how you feel, honestly. I don't want to get your opinion on this. Do you prefer shows, WWE shows, especially WrestleMania, with a closed roof or an open roof?
Yeah.
No. Which one? Do you prefer a closed? Do you prefer WrestleMania, a show with a roof on or a roof off?
I mean, I actually prefer, probably honest, I actually prefer like outdoor WrestleManias just basically for the vibe. And, it makes for a visual aesthetic, but it's like if you don't want, people to get cold, basically you don't want the matches to be messed up because of rain or something, like, you have an indoor stadium.
Exactly.
Just have an indoor stadium, and like there's a retractable roof. So I don't know. I don't see the issue with having WrestleMania in early April.
And in my opinion,
been in early April or late March.
Yeah.
Sometimes mid-March.
Yeah.
I don't see the problem with an early April WrestleMania.
Yeah. In my opinion, with the rooftop arenas for WrestleMania, it's more noise compared to outdoor, where it's like you can barely hear the noise, where with a roof WrestleMania you can hear a lot of noise. Like, what I'm saying, like WrestleMania 30, the Mercedes-Benz Superdome was closed arena. WrestleMania 30 in 2014, closed roof arena. You could hear a lot of that noise, for example. You know what I'm saying? WrestleMania 38 in Dallas, AT&T Stadium, that's a closed arena. You could hear all the noise there. Same thing with SoFi Stadium. I think that's a roof arena as well. WrestleMania 39 at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California, 3 years ago, 2023. Actually, funny to this day, the same night, it's 3 years ago to this day, Sunday, April 2nd, 2023, the same night as WrestleMania 39 Night 2, exactly on this day, actually. Fun little fact, but it's funny I say that, but
yeah,
it's just I don't mind a roof arena for WrestleMania or no roof WrestleMania for arena. I don't mind either, but in terms like if you want to hear more of the fan noise, I think the roof arena for WrestleMania is the way to go about it, in my opinion. So
yeah, and they make bigger noises as well.
yes,
And it just comes off better as well, especially on television when they, they make more noises.
Yeah. But those are stand and deliver preview and predictions and stuff for Saturday, April 4th. It should be a good show, but I mean, it looks fine on paper, but we'll see what happens. See what happens. The other news for today's episode, first things first, we might as well just talk about this real quick. I know it's not much to talk about here. I was going to leave for the ending part of this episode, but they announced Saturday night's main event for mid-July of this year in Madison Square Garden. This is the first Saturday night's main event, by the way, in MSG since the summer of 2007, in almost 2 decades, right here. So it's 2 weeks after 4th of July, which 4th of July this year is on a Saturday. So it would be Saturday, July 18th of 2026 for Saturday night's main event in MSG. And I would not be surprised if the SmackDown the night before, is an MSG as well. I might actually go to those shows. And correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't that the same week as the Javits Center, New York City, where it's Fanatics Fest? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think.
Because I think that same week they have Fanatics Fest as well.
Yeah.
For that very same week, but I don't know what you think on this. I think this is really nice. The first Saturday night's main event in MSG since 2007 in August. This was right before SummerSlam 07, by the way. Now, the last time Saturday night's main event was in Madison Square Garden, New York City, was August 07. I think that Saturday night's main event where he had like Randy Orton, RKO, then WWE champion John Cena on the outside through a steel chair after John Cena wrestled Carlito. I think that show. Then you think you had Great Khali's world champion team with Fit Finlay against Kane and Batista. You had CM Punk wrestle on there, the Boogeyman, John Morrison as well. I think you had also Matt Hardy MVP. I think you had a boxing match of some sorts. You had
Evander Holyfield there?
Yes, Evander Holyfield. Yes.
Evander Holyfield. He boxed with MVP.
And he knocked
let's say it didn't end well. And it didn't end well for MVP.
Well, MVP got knocked out by Holyfield.
Yeah, it did not end very well for him.
Like he knocked him right out into next week.
Yeah.
That was
the only thing that was missing was Mike Tyson. The only thing that was missing from that boxing segment was Mike Tyson.
Yeah, well, he had Michael Buffer.
Maybe we should have gotten MVP and Mike Tyson. Yeah. Maybe we should have gotten MVP and Mike Tyson against Matt Hardy and Evander Holyfield in a tag team boxing match.
Well, just be careful, Mike Tyson.
I don't know how that would work.
Well, just be careful, Mike Tyson doesn't bite someone's ear off.
Oh my God.
Yeah, remember years ago he bit someone's ear off. Yeah, nasty.
Oof.
But he did have Michael Buffer there.
This is
But he did have Michael Buffer there, who's great.
This is why we didn't have Mike Tyson. Yeah, he's a great announcer. Legendary.
Oh, let's get ready to rumble. Gotta love Michael Buffer, man. Uh-oh. Oh, there he goes. But yeah, the first Saturday night's main event since in MSG since 2007. I like this. And I actually may go to that show. So I don't know what are your thoughts on this?
I like it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully the show is very good.
Might get like what, 4 matches?
Probably. Maybe at least one world title match.
Yeah. We'll see. But that's Saturday night's main event for this July, so right there. We also got speaking of Saturday night's main event, we might as well talk about this here. Our good old buddy Bill Goldberg, he felt WWE disrespected him with his retirement speech. Now, Goldberg retired from WWE and wrestling July of last year, Saturday night's main event. I think they were in Atlanta the same weekend as All in Texas and stuff last July. Now, Goldberg's last match was against Gunther for the world title. What happened?
It was actually the same night as All In.
Yes, same night as All in Texas for AEW last July, but it was Gunther and Goldberg for the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther retained, and Gunther retired Bill Goldberg. Now, after the match, Goldberg was trying to make his retirement speech, and then they were about to go off the air, and they cut Goldberg's retirement speech off, as you may see. Now, I don't really agree with that, but Goldberg said this, that apparently the WWE disrespected him with his retirement speech, and I actually have the report right here. So Goldberg, I think, was on a podcast or something, and he said, "No, this is quote according to Goldberg. You know what pissed me off when WWE cut off your mic at your final match," if the fan said. And Goldberg responded with the obvious sarcasm. "Yeah, what do you think it did for me? It made me really happy," Goldberg said. "It shows what disrespect they have for me." The conversation then turned to who specifically made the call to cut the microphone. When the fan asked whether Triple H was behind the decision, Goldberg did not push back. He said, "What jackass was it? Was it Triple H who did that?" The fan asked. Then Goldberg's reply was a single word of "probably." And then when the fan escalated further by calling Triple H a jackass, Goldberg offered no defense of WWE's chief content officer, responding simply with 100%. His relationship with WWE has been on and off one across multiple runs with the company, and the tension in its comments reveal suggests his retirement may have left a lasting rift between himself and the current WWE management. And this has also not been the first time that Goldberg's criticized WWE for the incident as well. Now, two things. Now here, I mean, the retirement speech cut off right before the show went off the air. I mean, that I would say is not right. But WWE, Goldberg sounds very greedy here. Like you're fortunate and lucky enough WWE even gave you the platform to have a retirement match, which quite frankly should have never been a thing from the start. Like Goldberg said, he was originally owed a retirement match, right? Well, I'm sorry, Bill Goldberg. The WWE does not owe you shit. You're lucky they even gave you a retirement match against Gunther, one of the best on the roster. And then you have your retirement speech. And I understand that WWE cut you off in the middle of the speech. I mean, that I would say not cool, but you're coming off very fucking greedy, and you feel like they owe you everything. This comes off very greedy on Bill Goldberg's behalf. I don't know how you feel about this.
It feels very petty.
It does.
Like first of all, the guy should be thankful. I mean, obviously it sucks that his retirement speech got cut off as he was gonna cut it. I absolutely don't agree with that. Here's the other thing. He's the guy who cried for years, complaining that he never got a retirement match. So he was owed a retirement match. Here's the thing,
retirement match. I mean,
WWE don't owe you anything.
This guy buried the Fiend Bray Wyatt, which should have never been a thing. Vince wanted to bury the Fiend Bray Wyatt at Super Showdown 2020, and Goldberg could have easily went to Vince to say, Vince, I don't think it's a good idea to take the title off the Fiend. Let's not bury him. I think it's better I put him over instead. Let's not have me beat the Fiend. But Goldberg went along with the plan and buried Bray Wyatt anyway in 3 minutes? No, sold a mandible claw twice, hit him with multiple spears and a jackhammer, not even a jackhammer, more of a vertical suplex, and he buried Bray Wyatt and was not the same after that. Remember that? Remember Goldberg burying the Fiend at Saudi Arabia? Man, God, was that awful.
Terrible.
And then Goldberg's like, oh, I can't put Bray over. I can't put The Fiend over, or else my image is forever tarnished for all the little kids who think I'm a superhero, because I got to be a superhero for all the kids.
Yes, because being 53 years old at the time makes you a superhero.
You know, Goldberg has always been one of the most selfish wrestlers.
They didn't owe him anything.
Goldberg has always been one of the most selfish wrestlers in the business. The guy is all about himself and a paycheck. He don't give a fuck. He don't care. As long as it's only in it for him and he gets a paycheck, that's all Bill Goldberg gives a shit about. And fuck Bill Goldberg, by the way. Fuck him. I'll never forgive him for burying Bray Wyatt. And also remember Fastlane 2017 where he buried Kevin Owens? I'll never forget that either. I hated that too. Remember he buried Kevin Owens in like what, 21 seconds?
Yeah,
22 seconds?
Yeah, spear and a jackhammer.
After being distracted by Chris Jericho, by the way, Goldberg hits a spear and a jackhammer, 1, 2, 3. Owens gets no offense, and they pretty much fed him to Goldberg. Awful.
Yeah,
awful.
They made him look like the biggest geek. They made him look like the biggest geek on the roster.
Yeah,
a month out before WrestleMania.
Terrible. Goldberg has always been one of the most greediest people in wrestling. The guy's all about himself and is only in it for himself. Fuck Bill Goldberg. I'm glad he's not wrestling anymore, and nobody messes him in the ring. Nobody.
I mean, who could forget that classic that he had in Saudi Arabia with The Undertaker?
Oh my God. He almost killed The Undertaker in Saudi off of a botched jackhammer. He almost paralyzed The Undertaker. I thought The Undertaker almost fucking died out there. That was so beyond terrible. Beyond terrible.
Yeah, what a horrible.
And Goldberg busted himself open before his entrance.
Yeah, he hit his head.
He's like, he busts himself open.
Yeah, and then he gets concussed again in the middle of the match, trying to hit a spear.
Yeah, then Undertaker tried the tombstone, but Goldberg botched the selling. It looked so fucking bad. It looked so bad. Then he tries a knee bar, and Matt Riddle, who was in NXT at the time, ripped Goldberg a new asshole and pretty much buried Goldberg's ass on Twitter, saying, "What a knee bar, bro! What a knee bar!" And saying that Goldberg fails to deliver the hype, and then that obviously landed Matt Riddle in trouble. And still to this day, Goldberg don't like Matt Riddle at all. It's still true to this day. They don't like each other whatsoever. You know?
Oh no, that's his bro, pal.
Well, Goldberg says to Matt Riddle, I'm not your bro. I still have that video saved to my phone this day that I think it was on the network in late 2019, around SummerSlam 2019 weekend in Toronto, where I think Goldberg was on that show before he wrestled Dolph Ziggler at that SummerSlam that year. And then Matt Riddle was backstage from NXT at that show. And then Matt Riddle and Goldberg happened to bump into each other. And Goldberg's like, "Oh, we got a lot of talking to do." And then he's like, and then Goldberg's like to Matt Riddle, "Good thing you're wearing your shoes and stuff." And then Matt Riddle's like, Matt Riddle says, "I don't wear shoes, bro." And then Goldberg's like, well, first of all, I'm not your bro. And then they talk, and then they're all cool. And then Matt Riddle's like, the pleasure's all mine, bro. And then Goldberg's like, "I'm not your bro." That was so funny. And still to this day, they don't like each other. I wonder what would happen in a real life fight, by the way, bro, of Matt Riddle and Goldberg.
Oh my God. They'll probably stumble trying to fight.
Imagine Goldberg versus
all high as fuck.
Imagine Matt Riddle versus Goldberg today.
Oh my God. Never seen a match between two dislikable people.
Yeah, and Matt Riddle's fallen from grace as well. I got to add that too. I read something that Matt Riddle's lost a lot of fans too. Man, is he went like downhill. My goodness. Now, there's a reason WWE let him go 3 years ago. He was a drunk at a JFK airport. He was just intoxicated, and then he got fired. It's sad. how far Matt Riddle's fallen.
He's his own worst enemy.
Yeah. Yeah. But
to get back to Bill Goldberg, listen here. I don't agree with his segment being cut off, but they don't owe him anything. If anything, you should be thankful he even got a retirement match to begin with.
yeah, it sounds to me Goldberg just came off very, very greedy in this thing right here. Very fucking greedy and ungrateful and selfish. It's like, be grateful and thankful WWE at least gave you something. They didn't have to give you a damn thing, and they didn't need to anyway. They owed you absolutely fuck all. And they give you a retirement match, and that's not enough for you, Mr. Goldberg. I mean, even well before this, when Vince McMahon was still in charge, before Triple H took over, Vince McMahon gave Goldberg the Universal title twice, with Raw and with SmackDown. And apparently that wasn't enough for Goldberg, apparently. Then he wrestled Roman Reigns in Saudi, and that wasn't enough. Wrestled Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble in 2021.
It's like, what did he want? Like, what else did he got?
Yeah. He wrestled Bobby Lashley, didn't put him over clean, ruined Big
Bobby
Money
Lashley.
cash in. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, he wrestled also Bobby Lashley after the WWE title at SummerSlam, even though he lost, even though his last match before that was a loss to Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship.
Yeah, in 2021 at the Royal Rumble, lost to Drew McIntyre clean. And then months later, that summer, that same year, 2021, he gets a WWE title match in Vegas at SummerSlam 2021 against Bobby Lashley. Why? Yeah, Vince McMahon. Yeah, the Vince has no memory of that, And then Lashley and Goldberg at SummerSlam, man, was that terrible. That was so bad. That was so bad where Goldberg is trying to show that he can wrestle. And then at one point, he almost killed Bobby Lashley off a botch. And then MVP, this was, and we still remember it, MVP hit Goldberg from behind with the leg with the cane. And Goldberg forgot to sell it. He actually forgot to sell it. And he sees, I forgot to sell it.
It was so comical.
It was atrocious. So fucking terrible. What a shit show match that was. What a shit show match that was. I'm glad Goldberg's retired. Nobody is going to miss him in the ring. Good riddance, Bill Goldberg. The WWE owes you nothing. They do not owe you shit. So, moving on from the Goldberg talk, we mentioned Kevin Owens buried by Goldberg, unfortunately. I think you may have seen this on Instagram. I don't know if it really means anything. If it does or not, I don't know. But I seen an Instagram reel recently of Kevin Owens. I think it's this Cody Rhodes plush toy or doll or whatnot. I don't know if this means anything, but I don't know how you feel about it. Does this lead into storyline purposes on SmackDown with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes? I don't know. But if you've seen earlier, actually before we went live, I seen this recently that tomorrow's SmackDown is in St. Louis, Randy Orton's hometown. If you've seen on X, Randy Orton is going to, I guess, reveal the mystery caller tomorrow on SmackDown with Randy saying, see you tomorrow. I don't know what this means. Do we see the reveal tomorrow or do we see it at Mania? And I would say Randy Orton should win the title at Mania, but what if Kevin Owens is a manager for now and he helps Randy win the championship from Cody at WrestleMania? Randy and Owens were supposed to fight at last year's Mania, but Owens got the neck injury. Now, Owens and Randy were feuding going into Mania last year, but I guess if there's one thing they have in common is they hate Cody Rhodes. But what if this leads to Kevin Owens helping Randy Orton beat Cody for the title at WrestleMania? I don't know how you feel about it if this thing leads anywhere, but what do you think? And I think I mentioned it here on the show before that Owens, though he may not be cleared to wrestle yet, he's supposed to go for reevaluation later this year in the summer. What if Kevin Owens is back on SmackDown TV, but he's a manager for now for Randy Orton, and if he gets cleared later this year, he could turn on Owens, turn on Orton, turn face again, and we have Owens and Orton for the WWE title on SmackDown throughout going into the later part of this year. And you get Sami Zayn involved because he's been involved with this lately too. What are your thoughts on this? All this.
I love the idea. I don't know if it's going to be Kevin Owens revealed, though, as the guy on the phone. If I were to make a prediction on whom it most likely will be, I think it will be Cowboy Bob Orton. Orton's dad, Randy Orton's dad. It will probably be him, but, if there's any chance it's Kevin Owens, I see him coming back at WrestleMania towards the end of the Orton-Cody match. He calls Cody the championship.
That could be. As long as it's not like Jelly Roll or anything.
Because also, if you remember last year when Kevin Owens got the promo and he was obviously emotional, you could see Randy Orton when he came out. He himself too was emotional.
Yes,
because his opponent for WrestleMania, what was going to be out for a long time, and they were going to have that match, and Orton looked very emotional as well.
Maybe not the fan in the front row. I think, or maybe not the fan in the front row that night where Owens was wearing like the Bret Hart jacket. I think one fan in the front row was talking shit to Owens, and Owens put him in his place.
Yeah, good.
Like he said, I forget what he said. He said something like not nice to Owens, and Owens turned to him and put him right in his place. Like some loser fan in the front row. He said something like very low class to Owens. I'm glad you're hurt or whatnot. And Owens went right to him and put him in his fucking place. Seriously, I hate assholes like that. But you mentioned how Orton was emotional when Owens injured last year.
Yeah.
So they could play a factor into that.
I felt that. Yeah, you could play. Yeah, you could actually mention that when Owens returns. How Orton, he felt sorry for Kevin Owens because
and Owens is like, what, Randy cares
his
about
career would end.
Yes, and Owens could be like, Randy cares about me. He's always cared about me. And Owens' last WWE match recent, the very last time Kevin Owens wrestled, Elimination Chamber last year, who was his very last match against? Sami Zayn. Owens could point blame at Sami for, you're the reason why I had to be out for months, where I almost had to retire. I think that would be fucking great. That would be great for SmackDown for a story. You have Sami involved, and Sami's like, Owens blames Sami for almost retirement, for retiring him, and Sami's like, no, that's not true at all. And Sami could try to get to Owens, Randy claims he cares about you, but does he really care about you? Like, you can't trust the Viper. And Sami tries to convince Owens, what you're doing with pairing with Randy is wrong. And that eventually wakes Owens up, and he eventually turns on Randy and going face again. And we get Randy and Owens for the title on SmackDown towards the end of the year. We could get that. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
If Owens as a manager for now, managing Orton on SmackDown as WWE champion, and coming out of Mania, we could have Orton and Jacob fought too for the title going into Backlash, and Cody could take a break from the WWE title for a while. I actually like that idea. I love that idea. Kevin Owens as a manager. It wouldn't be for the forever. It would be for the now. You have Sami Zayn involved.
Yeah, it's a temporary role. It's a temporary role for him. Give him something to do on television while preparing him to get medically cleared.
Yes. You have Owens and Orton for the title on SmackDown throughout going to the end of the year, possibly going to next year's Royal Rumble in 2027. You could have Sami Zayn win the Rumble 2027. It leads to Randy, Sami, WWE title, WrestleMania 43, where Sami beats Orton for the WWE title and wins a title for the first time. I actually love that idea a lot. That would be great. And there's a reason they have to be involving Sami in this. And Sami has been involved lately. Yes, he's been involved with Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes, and now with Orton and Cody. So I actually hope they do this, but I think as far as tomorrow night SmackDown, I think it's Cowboy Bob Orton, which makes sense, I guess. And no, I don't think it's going to be The Rock. It's not The Rock. I would be shocked.
It's not going to be Dwayne. It's not going to be Vince McMahon.
Yeah, I've seen some idiots. Oh, it's going to be Vince McMahon. This is the perfect time for Vince McMahon to come back. No, it's not Vince, and nobody wants him there. You really want an 80-year-old corpse there? who is out of touch with pro
Oh my
wrestling.
God. An 80-year-old skeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly who I would want on my television. Yeah, an 80-year-old guy who looks like he's 200. He's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine Vince McMahon basically be a manager? He's on television trying to speak.
Oh God, I don't even want to think about that. I don't want to
guy
have
can't
nightmares
speak.
of that.
He looks, like he can barely move. Like literally, like you want this guy on television. That guy, he can barely move.
Yeah. My
He looks
goodness.
like he's about to collapse at any moment.
Yeah.
No, it's not going to be Vince, and it should not be Vince.
It should never
It's
be.
not going to be Dwayne. I think it's going to be. Yeah,
right.
it's going to be Cowboy Bob Orton, more likely.
Yeah.
And it makes sense as well to given the story of a family.
Yes.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Yes, it makes sense for a Cowboy Bob Orton, and I don't think
you involve the Ortons there.
Yes, and Cowboy Bob Orton, he's not been seen. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
The last time we saw Cowboy Bob Orton was 2005.
Yeah, I think the last time we saw him, I think was that. I think the last time was 05. I think he interfered in the Hell in a Cell match between his son Randy and Undertaker.
Yes, Armageddon 2005 and Hell in a Cell. You know what an underrated rivalry that was in 05, Orton and the Undertaker. What an underrated rivalry that was. You know, and Orton was the legend killer. He had the lesser tattoos, and he was dubbed as the legend killer. He was away from Evolution and stuff like that, and he almost broke the Undertaker streak at WrestleMania 21 in Los Angeles in April 2005. Probably one of my favorite Undertaker rivalries of all time is that Orton and Taker rivalry in 05. Now, the Ortons lit the casket on fire that the Undertaker was in at No Mercy 05, and then Survivor Series 05 in Detroit, where Undertaker came out of a burning casket. You know? Uh-oh.
Yeah, he burned the casket, and then the month later, the Undertaker was back in that very same casket.
That on fire casket, and he pushes the casket door completely off down, and then this was after Team SmackDown beat Team Raw at Survivor Series 05, where Orton was the sole survivor representing SmackDown. So that was great. Yeah. But we could very well see Bob Orton on tomorrow night's SmackDown Friday, and they're in St. Louis, which is Orton's hometown. So that's something to look out for. So we'll see. We'll see. What we can see, though, no pun intended, John Cena's hosting WrestleMania a few months after retirement, and he's back on WWE TV hosting WrestleMania. I got a lot to say on this. Now, listen. I like John Cena. Don't get me wrong. But don't you think it could have been anyone else hosting WrestleMania? John Cena has been retired for that long. At least it was a couple years after he retired. That would be different. But a few months after retirement. But the only reason you have him as the host for this year's Mania is to boost ticket sales, because the ticket sales are still not where they need to be yet. Well, maybe if you did New Orleans for next weekend as originally planned, you would have sold out that show no problem. But again, this is an Ari Emanuel, Mark Shapiro move that they want Mania in Vegas for a second year in a row, because all they think about is fucking money, and they don't give a shit about us. They don't care. Is TK Owen, Endeavor, and Ari Emanuel, Mark Shapiro. They don't give a fuck. And I really think they're having John Cena as hosting this year's Mania to boost ticket sales. And I think they reported as well, and I believe that report. What are your thoughts?
I don't see it as much of desperation because, to boost it. I mean, ticket sales obviously are lower for WrestleMania than they were last year when Cena did wrestle. I could see it as well from a way, they want to sell more tickets, so let's have John Cena. Let's have him appear on the show. But I don't see it as an issue having Cena there. Plus, he has a role in WWE as well. I think he's still with the WWE in some capacity, just that he's never going to wrestle again.
True.
So he has a different role within the company. So I don't think it's an issue having John Cena host WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it gives him something to do. I mean, he doesn't have to do anything apart from cutting a promo, maybe having segments.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? I mean, who knows? Maybe we could have. Maybe he can confront one of the main event guys from in the main event matches from WrestleMania. Maybe he could get him and Punk confront each other. Maybe have him and Orton confront each other.
Cena and Cody.
Play off their history, his history with them.
Cena and Cody, maybe.
Or knows? Maybe. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe even have him induct AJ Styles into the Hall of Fame because AJ he's heading into the Hall of Fame this year.
Now that
I could have Cena induct him.
I could see. Yes, I could absolutely see that for sure. John Cena induct AJ in this year's AJ Styles in this year's WWE Hall of Fame. I could see it. Or what if, I know this is a long shot, and I don't think this happens, John Cena as Randy Orton's mystery caller? I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
Come on.
No way.
The last thing we need is heel Cena again.
Or what about he's got the money, Ted DiBiase Jr.? I know you'd love that idea, bro. We got Legacy back together on SmackDown. Aren't you in love with that? Is that something you really love? Ted DiBiase Jr., hear that money? I come from money.
I would rather
I come from cash. What?
No one wants to see that.
Wait, you don't want to see the son of the $1 million man?
Ted DiBiase in any capacity.
Wait, you don't want to see the son of the $1 million man?
In any capacity in 2026.
Wait, that's the son of the $1 million man who says everybody's got a price and he's got the $1 million championship.
Yeah.
He pays a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Ted DiBiase Jr. is a third-generation wrestler, right?
He would be the $1 million man. The $1 million man had no charisma.
Remember they tried to push Ted DiBiase Jr. so hard and glad.
Yeah, he's the $1 million man, but without the charisma or the in-ring skills.
I remember, 2010, they tried to push DiBiase Jr. so hard. They tried to push him so hard as a single star.
It didn't work, of course.
They even inducted his father, the $1 million man, in the 2010 Hall of Fame that year. And they tried to push Ted DiBiase Jr. really hard as this big single star. It went nowhere. They gave him the $1 million title. They pretty much gave his father's gimmick to him. And look what it turned out with him.
They pushed him more in that period than Cody.
Yeah, and Cody was the guy. And look where Cody's at now. Look where DiBiase Jr.'s at now. If anything, DiBiase Jr.'s push in 2010 should have been Cody's.
Yeah. But Vince McMahon, of course, he hated the Rhodes for some reason. He's a petty guy.
And he gave Cody Rhodes this dashing character. Dashing Cody Rhodes. Remember that gimmick, Dashing Cody Rhodes? And he had the face mask and he had the paper bag gimmick of undashing Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, dashing Cody Rhodes. Yeah, he was losing to the Big Show. He was losing to Kane.
Yeah, Big Show and Kane. Oh, but Cody Rhodes
what they were doing. And that meanwhile they were pushing at least.
Yeah, it's Smoke and Mirrors as Cody's theme song.
Yeah, what was it? How was he booked? 2010, 2011.
We had Smoke and Mirrors.
But how was he booked as Dashing?
We had Smoke and Mirrors theme song.
Yeah, that was his booking. Yeah, that was his booking. Smoke and Mirrors.
Yeah,
that was his booking. Yeah, all the while they're trying to push Ted DiBiase, the least talented of the Legacy faction.
They even gave him Virgil from Andre the Giant and $1 Million Man back in the day. They even gave DiBiase Jr. Virgil. Then it went nowhere. They even put him with Maurice.
He still couldn't.
You know, they put him with Maurice, and it still didn't work. I mean, I remember DiBiase Jr. in 2010. They had him go over like who? Christian, Rey Mysterio, Kane. They had him go over these guys.
Disgusting.
Imagine being those names and you're told you have to put over Ted DiBiase Jr.
Terrible.
My goodness. But anyways, moving on from that. What are your thoughts on this? The WrestleMania Tour Bus Packages and the prices of those. Listen to this. $10,000 the cost. $10,000 for Vegas WrestleMania weekend, by the way. The Tour Bus Package. Absurd, right?
Yeah, $10,000 for what? For a tour bus?
Yeah, for WrestleMania Tour Bus Package. WrestleMania Tour Bus Package for WrestleMania weekend in Las Vegas. $10,000.
We have to pay $10,000 just to be on the same bus as Cody Rhodes.
Greedy, money-hungry motherfuckers are TKO and Endeavor. Every sentence they talk is money. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. Imagine paying $10,000 for a WrestleMania Cody Rhodes tour bus. You're paying $10,000 for that. Man, a lot of people, you really don't.
Bro,
a lot of people, you don't hate Endeavor enough.
Even Cody was flabbergasted when he heard about it. Even he was flabbergasted.
Yep. He even said himself. It was he said quote, it's an absurd amount of money. When you have Cody Rhodes say that, there's something wrong. Like he pretty much like this is what I guess what said it's like he said it was absurd and what does it say? It's some long quote here. He says that it's $9,950 per person price tag. First sold at WrestleMania 42 bus tour. And Cody says it's an absurd amount of money, but he said he wants to make sure every fan who paid well feels like they got a unique experience. But again, when you have Cody Rhodes call that out and say it's ridiculous, that's an issue. That's a major issue. Like I understand Endeavor is in a lot of fucking debt. I get it, but to outprice your people is not fucking cool. I agree with Cody. Like, who is going to pay $10,000 out of their wallets to give to Endeavor, WWE TKO, and give them that money of $10,000? What company does that? Who? Like, no, that's not
like,
normal.
I don't get
no
it. Like,
company
it's
does
fucking
that.
absurd.
You know, not even the biggest company, not wrestling related, not even a non-wrestling company organization does that kind of like just ridiculous, like ludicrous kind of shit. Nothing, you don't see that from any other big ass company out in the world. You never see that. This is ridiculous. $10,000 to go on a tour bus guide. Like what? I would never pay that amount of money. And you wouldn't either. This is just insane.
I would pay that amount of money even if it was The Undertaker. I wouldn't even pay that amount of money even if I met John Cena. Just to meet him.
Yeah.
Like, let alone Cody. Like I would pay that money to pay. I I will pay $10,000 of my own money just to go on a bus to meet a celebrity.
Yeah.
It's fucking absurd. Literally.
Not even a tour bus with a non-wrestling celebrity would not even charge this fucking much. Not even that they charge that damn much. Like, holy shit. Like, can Endeavor just calm down on the fucking prices, dude? Or are they this obsessed with paying off this amount of debt? Are they that obsessed with that? My fucking goodness. Like,
they are.
$10,000. Are you kidding me? Absolutely just insane madness here. Insane fucking madness. Moving on here to other news. Might as well mention celebrities. IShowSpeed, apparently there are plans for IShowSpeed at WrestleMania. Apparently, if I can pull up the news here, this is from right here. Now, this is from The Observer. Again, take them with a grain of salt, though I can believe this. Apparently, the expectation is IShowSpeed, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory, the new World Tag Team Champions who won the titles off the Usos from Raw and MSG this past Monday, by the way. IShowSpeed, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory of the Vision versus the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, and LA Knight. 6-man tag WrestleMania. Apparently, according to The Observer, that is the expected match or one of the expected matches to be announced soon for WrestleMania. I don't know how you really feel about this, about a IShowSpeed celebrity coming in and taking a spot away from someone full-time on the card, take a WrestleMania spot away, stuff like that. Then you got Logan Paul. I wouldn't even call him a celebrity anymore. He's a wrestler, is Logan Paul. I don't even acknowledge him as a celebrity anymore. Got Logan Paul, who's good at what he does in the ring. Got Austin Theory, you got the Usos, you got LA Knight, then you got IShowSpeed, a celebrity in there. What do you feel about IShowSpeed potentially wrestling at WrestleMania? What do you think of this direction for LA Knight? Like, do you think LA Knight could do something a lot better? I don't know. What are your thoughts on this whole thing? And do you think, like, this could actually, and now if this match happens at Mania, what do you think of this match turning out at Mania? Because the last time we saw IShowSpeed was in the Royal Rumble in 2025, February 1st in Indianapolis, Lucas Oil Stadium, where, let's just say, Bron Breakker broke him in half with a spear, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, he broke him in half. He folded him like an accordion.
Yeah. Literally, like, he runs back forth fast both sides, and he hits him, literally breaks him in half with a fucking spear. Pretty much kills IShowSpeed before eliminating him. But after IShowSpeed did a backflip. But what do you think of IShowSpeed on the WrestleMania card? Do you think
he was more concerned with his.
Go ahead.
He was more concerned with his backflips than he was concerned with the Royal Rumble match.
Yeah. Yeah, but what do you think of IShowSpeed on the WrestleMania card? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's taking a spot away from a full-time performer at WrestleMania? And if this match takes place at WrestleMania, do you think LA Knight deserves betterness? And B, do you think IShowSpeed? What do you think of the match? Do you think it's a good match? Ends up being a good match or bad match at WrestleMania?
I mean, what else are they going to do with LA Knight on the show?
You know, I mean, you're not going to get Chris Jericho. He's back in AEW last night. We'll talk about that. So Chris Jericho is out of the equation for LA Knight at WrestleMania. Gunther's wrestling Seth Rollins. It's not going to be Bron Breakker. He's not cleared in time for Mania. You know, Bronson Reed's out. So I guess LA Knight's shit out of luck here, but I don't know. I wish after Mania that LA Knight and Vision feud, I so wish upon a star after WrestleMania they end that fucking feud. LA Knight has been feuding with the Vision for almost a year. It's felt like ages. Like, can we end that feud already with the Vision and LA Knight. I'm hoping after Mania they end that shit, dude. I really do. Honestly. So before Adam Carl unmuted himself, hold on. I'm surely he'll be back really soon, but let's see here.
Wait, hang on, wait.
No worries, guys. No worries on that, guys. But yeah, I mean, Logan Paul, not worried about him. I don't even consider Logan Paul a celebrity anymore. He's more of a wrestler to me at this point. IShowSpeed at wrestling at WrestleMania. I don't know how he turns out. I hope it works out. Right now, I have a little doubts. I'm sure he'll probably do fine if because LA Knight knows how to carry. Logan Paul knows how to carry as well. Austin Theory's a good wrestler. And it's a 6-man tag, so like if it was one-on-one IShowSpeed in a match one-on-one, I would have a lot of major concern. But if it's a tag team match or 6-man tag or 8-man tag or like at this case in point 6-man tag, and IShowSpeed doesn't have to do much of the work and much of the heavy lifting, so I guess it should be the match if that match happens at Mania, that match at Mania, it might be fine. IShowSpeed might prove me wrong, but we'll see. I mean, if Bad Bunny can show up and do well, I'm sure IShowSpeed could do it as well. And same thing with Logan Paul. I remember Logan Paul and The Miz versus Dominic and Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania 4 years ago. I think they were in Dallas for night 1 for WrestleMania 38, which I was at that show live. And the match surprisingly was actually really good. And Logan Paul shut a lot of people up, including me. And he put off some really flashy moves out there. I think he even wrestled The Miz at SummerSlam 2022 and at Nissan Stadium, I think in Nashville or Memphis, Tennessee. I think it's in Nashville. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's either Nashville or Memphis, but at SummerSlam 2022, Logan Paul wrestled The Miz. And surprisingly, Logan Paul brought The Miz to actually his best match. And again, that match, Logan Paul was pulling off flashy moves, and he wrestled Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 39. Los Angeles Night 1 3 years ago. Also a very good match with Seth and Logan right there as well. So Logan Paul, I'm pretty sure could help IShowSpeed with that match as well. I'm sure it'll be fine, the match at Mania. I just think LA Knight could deserve better. But then again, there's not much pickings for LA Knight at WrestleMania. So what else do you do with him at that point? You know? But those are the plans for WrestleMania for IShowSpeed teaming up with Logan Paul and Austin Theory, new World Tag Team Champions from the Vision. Those 3 team up to face LA Knight and Jimmy and Jey Uso. That is apparently one of the matches soon to be, I guess, confirmed for WrestleMania, but let us know what you guys think on that down in the comment section down below. What do you think of this move? Do you like it? Do you hate us? Let us know in the comment section down below here on this video. Moving on here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, whenever Adam Carl gets back, we'll just move on without him. I guess till he gets back. But also other WrestleMania news here. I do got an update. Speaking of the Vision on Bron Breakker, there is an update on him. As I have some news on Bron Breakker. If I can pull up this news. Here we go. This thing never wants to load today. So now this is according to the Observer as well. Again, take this with a grain of salt. But apparently 2 things on Bron Breakker. It was gonna it said Bron Breakker was cleared, but I guess not by WWE doctors as well. And they say, and Meltzer says Gunther and Seth Rollins was planned for weeks. I don't believe that at all. But with Bron Breakker here, looks like he is cleared, but not for Mania. But it looks like he's doing okay here. Now, Breakker has been sidelined since suffering a serious hernia injury on the February 2nd edition of Monday Night Raw. Now, it says with both Bron Breakker and Seth Rollins going through their respective rehab processes, the expectation that had been that the two would meet at WrestleMania 42. Now, that obviously changed when Gunther returned after 3-week hiatus on the Raw from MSG this past Monday, where he choked out Seth Rollins in the sleeper, and then Gunther pointed the WrestleMania sign. So we are getting Gunther versus Seth Rollins one-on-one at WrestleMania in a one-on-one match. A fresh match. It should be a good match, but there's no story, and it doesn't make any sense because they've not interacted one time, and there's just zero story to that. Now, granted, they have 2 weeks to go to Mania to try and explain that, but we'll see what they do regarding that. But Gunther and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania does not make any sense whatsoever. So, other reading report that now the original plan was supposed to be Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker at WrestleMania, as well as at WrestleMania Gunther versus Rey Mysterio. But Bron Breakker, though cleared but not cleared by WWE doctors yet. I'm sure we'll get Gunther, Seth Rollins at WrestleMania with Breakker costing Seth the match with Gunther, and Gunther should absolutely beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. And have Breakker cost Seth Rollins the match. And then Gunther versus Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio was still injured with injured ribs, and he looks like he can't make WrestleMania still, unfortunately, so he's going to miss WrestleMania, unfortunately, this year, just like last year. So it sucks, I mean, that the injuries had to lead to Seth versus Gunther. I mean, you're not leaving Gunther off the card. The guy retired Goldberg, AJ Styles, and John Cena. You're not leaving Gunther off the card, and you're absolutely not leaving Seth Rollins off the card if he's cleared to go by Mania. So I feel like I pretty much have no choice but to do Seth and Gunther one-on-one at WrestleMania, where it was supposed to be Gunther, Rey Mysterio, and Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker, but I think the injuries really fucked up their plans. You know, and they had some injury bug, and I guess, like, I guess I'll cut the WWE some slack because of injuries. I mean, imagine if Rey Mysterio didn't get hurt and Bron Breakker was good to go by Mania, and now we get Seth Rollins and Gunther at Mania. I don't know what's your thoughts on all this, man, with this situation here.
Honestly, I don't mind them doing the match, Gunther and Rollins. I mean, they're two of the best in the company. Yeah. And it's a WrestleMania level match.
And it's also a fresh match. I think the last time they wrestled was when Gunther was Walter. I think this was when he was NXT UK champion. I think it was his Raw in London, I think early November 2019, I think.
Yeah, it was in the build-up to Survivor Series.
Yes. That was when Gunther was Walter.
Yeah. So I don't have an issue with it. I mean, you gotta make the best out of a bad situation.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio was supposed to wrestle Gunther, but Rey's still injured.
Yeah. And obviously Rollins, you know, this is the second match. I don't want to say it's funny because you know, I hate injuries. I don't want to wish injuries for anybody, but it's kind of I would say more so eerie.
Yes.
If that's the right word to describe it. It's eerie. You know, the same WrestleMania, this year WrestleMania 42, the same WrestleMania, two of Seth Rollins' matches had to be changed because of an injury.
Yeah.
You know, for the first one, he was going to face Roman for the World Heavyweight title. He was supposed to go into this year's WrestleMania as the World Champion, but then he stupidly did that coast-to-coast headbutt.
Yeah, that flying Benoit flying.
He injured his shoulder. He had to make it a
stupid. I don't know why he even did that move in the first place.
Yeah, one of the dumbest moves I've ever seen. He had to vacate the World Championship because of an injury, and everybody thought he was going to miss WrestleMania. Then he comes back at the Chamber. Yeah. Then he comes back at the Chamber. But then before that, Bron Breakker gets injured on the Raw after the Royal Rumble. He injures his hernia. Then Rollins comes back at the Chamber. They were hoping Bron Breakker would come back in time, but then he didn't. And then and now they have a match. On the other hand, Gunther, he was supposed to wrestle Rey Mysterio, and Rey's injured. So basically, they're stuck in a rock and a hard place. They had two of Seth Rollins' planned matches changed because of injuries. One of them happened to Seth himself. They're weeks away from the show. You gotta do something to put these two guys on the card. Because Gunther, you're not gonna leave him off the card. He just retired Goldberg, Cena, AJ. It will be booking malpractice to leave him off the card.
Yeah.
And Rollins, he got cleared right before WrestleMania. So you had to have him in a match on the card. So this is what it led to. I mean, there's not much story between them. I mean, it definitely feels rushed. But you gotta make the best out of it.
They've not interacted one time during this build. It's like there's no story and it makes no sense.
Yeah, and Gunther was off TV before that for 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3-week hiatus. He beats Dragon Lee, then he's off TV for 3 weeks.
Literally, like they did nothing. Like he was off of television for weeks. I don't even think he was mentioned.
Yeah, and I think they were probably waiting on Rey Mysterio's status, and then they went ahead with the match.
Yeah,
honestly, I think that's what it boiled down to. And Rey Mysterio is not going to make Mania this year, sadly. So now they have to do Gunther and Seth Rollins, because Rey Mysterio's not going to be making it back in time for Mania. Then the same thing with Bron Breakker, and the guy just got hernia surgery. And at the same time, do you really want to rush hernia surgery? Honestly,
no.
The guy had really serious hernia surgery. It's something you don't fuck with. So with Gunther and Seth, Gunther and Heyman, like, what do they have to do with each other? Unless Gunther and Heyman made a favor with each other, where Gunther and Seth at Mania, Gunther, if you win, I'll grant you something big. And you have Breakker cost Seth the match with Gunther at Mania. Breakker returns at Mania. Breakker and Seth have their story coming out of Mania, which would be nice. And have Gunther go over, and Gunther should not lose, period, this year. He should absolutely beat Seth Rollins, but have Breakker cost Seth the match.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Though Gunther's the career killer, you want to put Seth Rollins' career on the line?
No.
That's what I'm saying. This match doesn't make any sense.
I mean, there's not even that much story.
There's no story.
There's not much story. Literally, but then again, what else can they do with these guys? Like Gunther's wasn't gonna wrestle for a world title.
You're not gonna
Seth
put him
Rollins
in the.
Would have defended.
You're not putting him in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I'll tell you that. Fuck no.
Yeah, you're not gonna have Gunther like winning the Andre the Giant Royal Battle Royal. They don't even do that at WrestleMania. You're not gonna have him win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and then he goes on like night 1 of WrestleMania, parading around with the useless trophy.
And the Battle Royal doesn't mean anything. Winning that Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal doesn't mean anything. It means nothing.
Like you were not gonna have Gunther the goddamn Andre the Giant Battle Royal. That would be a waste of his talent.
Like, imagine going from retiring John Cena, Goldberg, and AJ Styles to winning the useless, meaningless Andre the Giant Memorial Catering Battle Royal.
Oh my God.
That would be absolutely creative malpractice. That would be absolutely
how you bury
awful.
Somebody. Yeah, that's how you bury somebody. That's how you kill all their momentum, putting them in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Oh, but Carmelo Hayes won it last year. Bronson Reed won it 2 years ago. Bobby Lashley won it 3 years ago, and others won it like Madcap Moss and Jey Uso and Braun Strowman and others like Matt Hardy and Mojo Rawley and The Big Show, Baron Corbin, Cesaro. They all won it.
What does it mean to win this fucking trophy? Nothing.
It means fuck all, zero.
It means as much as winning a hot dog eating contest.
I could be in the Battle Royal and I could win it, and guess what? It would mean nothing. It would mean nothing. Absolutely nothing. You could even be in it and win it. Would it mean anything? Of course not.
No.
Oh, but Carmelo Hayes won it last year. Look what it's doing it for him right now. Melo won it last year. Yeah, and he carried some Andre the Giant necklace, right? Called it Dre. Yeah. Some prestigious Battle Royal, huh?
Yeah, he spent like 3-4 months losing in tag matches with The Miz.
And losing to Aleister Black, who came back last year, where Miz and Mello were jobbing to Black last year on SmackDown. Yeah, some battle royals. Yeah, some prestigious Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Thank God, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, no. Gunther was not going... Yeah, Gunther, you're not going to put him in the fucking Andre the Giant Battle Royal. He wasn't going to challenge for a world championship this year. Seth Rollins would have been in a world title match this year had he not injured himself.
It was supposed to be Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. But Seth's injury fucked up their plans.
Yeah. So,
like it felt
so
like
what
it
else
feels
were you
like
going to do with
it feels
Rollins?
like
What
an
else were you
injury
gonna do
bug
with
curse with this thing. An injury bug curse.
Yeah, so what else were you going to do with Rollins? Like, the only other thing you could have done with Seth Rollins was maybe a tag match. I think we discussed it for weeks. The only other match you could have done with Seth Rollins was a tag team match with him and LA Knight teaming up against Austin Theory and Logan Paul.
Yeah, but then again, is that really a big Mania worthy for Seth, though, at the end of the day?
No. Or even what before Bronson Reed was injured, the other match you could have done was maybe a trios match, 6-man tag, Rollins, LA Knight, and Bad Bunny versus Bronson Reed, LA Knight team division, and facing himself. Like, yeah, it was Seth Rollins, LA Knight, and Bad Bunny against Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and Bronson Reed. That was the only other match you could have done with Rollins before Bronson Reed got injured.
Yeah.
So, like, you're shortage on matches for Rollins. I would say as well, part of it. I mean, I don't want to shit on Seth Rollins. Obviously, he's one of the best to ever do it. So that's not me shitting on Rollins, but a part of it is kind of Seth Rollins' fault because had he not injured himself, had he not done that coast to coast headbutt, his plans would be so complicated. They will be trying to finding a solution to how to put him on the card. Like, it wouldn't have taken them until like the end of March. It would have taken them until the end of March to finally figure out a match for him at WrestleMania. I think a part of it is his fault for injuring himself. Because if he wins the Rumble, he would be going into this Mania as the world champion. He would have had a match set in stone after the Rumble.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, not much story between them, but it should be an excellent match. But like, if you give these two time, if you give them 20, 25 minutes, that could actually be the best match on the entire WrestleMania card from an in-ring standpoint.
Yeah. But
so what do you do though with Gunther after Mania? I could see a favor. I think we discussed it as well days ago. You could do this. Could be the big favor. Like, Gunther, he doesn't face Seth Rollins, and he doesn't have Rollins put his career on the line. Because Seth Rollins is not going to retire anytime soon, and he shouldn't. I could see wrestling for maybe another 10 years. Same as Gunther as well. But maybe the match isn't for Seth Rollins' career. Maybe it's more so, it's a kind of a negotiation with Gunther and Paul Heyman. Because you have Paul Heyman because he was getting attacked for weeks by Rollins, and he was about to get curb stomped before Gunther came in and choked Rollins to sleep.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a deal in place with Gunther and Heyman. Gunther, he helped Heyman, and he's going to take out Seth Rollins. He will beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. And Heyman gives Gunther something in return, and what Gunther wants in return after beating Seth Rollins, but doesn't end his career, is a SummerSlam match against Brock Lesnar. And he wants Lesnar's career to be on the line.
You could do that. You could probably do that.
Because if Lesnar, if he is indeed done this year, if he's done at SummerSlam in Minneapolis, you have Lesnar put his career on the line against Gunther.
Probably could do that.
Yeah, this is how you can get out of Rollins, having to put his career on the line because if you give Gunther the choice, who does he want to retire? Seth Rollins or Brock Lesnar? And this is where you have Gunther, he chooses to go with Lesnar as the guy he wants to retire, and Seth Rollins gets to keep his career intact.
Could probably do that. I actually like that idea. That could actually be something. I actually like that. So we'll see what they do with that. Now, that's if Brock Lesnar loses to Oba Femi at WrestleMania. Now, if Brock beats Oba, because if you see lately with the Oba and Brock Mania build, Oba's been getting the better of Brock since the start of their build. Oba's been getting the better of Brock. What if Brock goes over Oba at Mania, but he barely beats Oba at Mania? And we got a rematch with the part 2 with Oba getting his win back at SummerSlam in Minneapolis. He retires Brock there instead of Gunther. Now, this all depends on Gunther and Oba outcome. This all depends on the Brock Lesnar Oba Femi outcome at WrestleMania. So
maybe.
This all depends on what happens with Oba and Lesnar at WrestleMania. Who goes over? Now, if Oba wins, then you do Lesnar Gunther at SummerSlam. But if Lesnar wins, Lesnar Oba at SummerSlam. I think it all depends at the end of the day what the outcome is between Lesnar and Femi at WrestleMania if it's on night 1 or night 2, which I think should be on night 2 in my opinion. So we'll see what they do with that. But actually, so we'll see. Again, we'll see what happens. But all depends. If Oba beats Brock, we're getting Brock and Gunther at SummerSlam. But if Brock beats Oba, we get Brock and Oba number 2 at SummerSlam in Minneapolis, Brock's hometown. I think that's one of the routes they go. Has to be. So we'll see. We'll see what they do, but I do think Bron Breakker cost Seth Rollins the match at WrestleMania. He should. And I do think we see Breakker back at WrestleMania. So we'll see what they do.
Yeah.
Other news, we got Matt Hardy. He tweeted out the other day, it's a travesty to watch the Usos get beaten by Logan Paul and Austin Theory for the World Tag Team titles on Raw. I bet the WrestleMania 42 crowd would go crazy if the Hardy Boys beat their ass and brought the World Tag Team titles back home to our home, the WWE. I've seen this tweet. I don't think it really means anything because I think we get Vision and IShowSpeed versus Usos and LA Knight at WrestleMania, but there's that partnership with TNA and WWE. Maybe I could see maybe SummerSlam. Maybe the Vision, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory versus the Hardys for the World Tag Team titles at SummerSlam in Minneapolis, and the Hardys win the titles there. I mean, there is the partnership with WWE and TNA. I don't know how you feel, but I can't see this at WrestleMania, though.
I don't think it's gonna be the WrestleMania match. As well, you get how many weeks as well? What, 2 weeks?
We got 2 weeks to go.
It's gonna feel you're rushing it by that rate.
Yeah, unless Logan Paul and Austin Theory, the Vision have some open challenge, which I don't want to see. I think they do too many. I think WWE lately is doing too many open challenges lately. I don't know how you feel, but.
So yeah, well, actually, fun fact about the Hardys it was 9 years ago today,
Yes.
April 2nd, 2017.
It's funny you read my mind. I did watch a little clip of that before we went live here. It's funny you say that. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was 9 years ago today, April 2nd, 2017, where the Hardy Boys made their WWE return at WrestleMania 33. They won the Raw Tag Team titles, now the World Tag Team titles, in a Fatal 4-Way ladder match.
Orlando, Florida, the Camping World Stadium, former Citrus Bowl, Orlando, Florida. Where the New Day were the hosts of WrestleMania 33 in 2017, where he had some Fatal 4-Way ladder match for the Raw Tag Team titles. He had the Hardy Boys, he had Enzo and Cass, he had Gallows and Anderson, and he had the Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro. Man, do I miss the Bar.
They were a great team.
Yeah, Sheamus and Cesaro. But the Hardys came out to a monster pop. The Hardy Boys. And yep, on 9 years ago on this day, so yeah, that was such a great moment. I'll never forget that. Still remember it so good to this day. They were gone for a long time, and then they came back.
They won the Raw Tag Team titles.
Yep, Jeff Hardy hit some swanton on the outside through a ladder. Matt did it to Jeff. Matt did some twist of fate off the nearly top of the ladder, and then Matt grabbed the titles.
Yeah, I think Jeff. I think he did the swanton on top of the ladder, through the ladder on Cesaro.
Was it Cesaro or was it Sheamus?
Yeah, it was Cesaro, and I think it's Jeff's leg hit Sheamus's ribs.
Yes. Yep. You're right. Yep, that was Jeff, and then Matt, I think, hit Carl Anderson with the twist of fate. Did Matt off the nearly top of the ladder?
Yeah.
And I think Gallows and Anderson were the Raw Tag Team Champions at the time as well.
Yeah,
and Matt and Jeff won the titles.
WrestleMania.
What happened?
And they were the defending champions.
Yes.
WrestleMania. It was Gallows and Anderson.
Yeah, what a moment that was, man. But man, what a moment that was. Yeah, the rumors are going rampant. They were leaving TNA, and then they were in Ring of Honor for a month, and they came back home to WWE. That was crazy, man.
Just wild.
Yeah, then the New Day's like, this match will now be a fatal four-way. I wonder who the fourth team will be. And everyone's chanting delete, delete, and their party's music hits, and everyone went fucking crazy. Like there was no roof on Camping World Stadium, thankfully, but it was so great seeing them back.
If there was a roof, it would have fell on the audience.
You think? Just based off the monster pop they fucking got, both Matt and Jeff Hardy. Yeah, that was a great moment, but yeah, I don't think we get Hardy's envision for the World Tag Team titles at WrestleMania. I don't think we do. If anything, maybe around SummerSlam, but not at WrestleMania. But
yeah.
Speaking of the Hardys, whenever their TNA deals are up, and they're around everywhere, ACW, which I have the ACW shirt, by the way, for Awesome Championship Wrestling. Shout out to ACW and Hale Collins, by the way, the owner of, one of the owners, rather, of ACW, along with Vic Delicious of the now current tag team in ACW and the current ACW World Tag Team Champion. Shout out to all those guys. Hardys have been in ACW. They've been all around the indies and wrestling. And they're in TNA. They're current TNA World Tag Team Champions. They're everywhere. And I do believe whenever the Hardys TNA deals are officially done and expired, I do believe the Hardys' next destination and their final destination is WWE. And I do see Matt and Jeff Hardy retiring home in WWE before they fully retire and go in the Hall of Fame. I truly believe that. And even in their 50s, they're still going. I know it's in a tag team, but it's crazy how Matt and Jeff are still going in a tag team, even for their 50, even with their age in their 50s. It's insane to see how they can still do it for their age, both Matt and Jeff Hardy, and they look good for their age.
Especially with the kind of bumps that they used to take, especially Jeff Hardy. All those
one of the greatest
like top of the ladder.
Yeah, one of the greatest tag teams of all time, and still are to this day.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so when I don't know when their TNA contracts are so I don't know when their current TNA contracts are up, but I would not be surprised if they go back to WWE as soon as their TNA deals are done. I think that's where they end up after their TNA deals are officially done and they become free agents. I would not be shocked at it at all, and I think it is right they go back to WWE when their time in TNA is done, and they go back to WWE. They have one more run there as a tag team, at least, and then at least the Hardy Boys tag team can go in the Hall of Fame. You know, maybe Jeff Hardy gets one more singles run in WWE. Who knows? We'll see. But I do think ultimately the Hardys end up back home in WWE when it's all said and done. So we'll see what happens on that. But I do think the Hardys end up back home at the end of the day in the WWE. Speaking of TNA, Steve Maclin, he recently unfortunately got injured at TNA Sacrifice, which I think was on Friday, same day as SmackDown this past Friday. He wrestled Mike Santana at Sacrifice, and Steve Maclin got kicked in the face real hard, super kick from Mike Santana, and Steve Maclin got some kind of concussion. And also, I know we say LOL TNA, right, bro? But this I cannot.
Yeah.
Good on TNA. referee Aubrey
Yeah,
Edwards.
I really can't say LOL today.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I can't really say LOL today on this. I know we usually say this on this channel. But on this I will give them credit. They made sure that Steve Maclin was okay.
See, OVW, take fucking notes. Oh, stop bullying OVW. Stop shitting on them. They deserve it. They absolutely fucking deserve it.
Yeah, here's TNA. There's the TNA referee. She immediately saw that there was something wrong with Steve Maclin, and she held back Mike Santana. I don't know the name of the referee, but
I think it's Aubrey Edwards. I think there's an Aubrey Edwards. No,
she's working in AW. I don't know the other referee, but she's a female referee in TNA. She after Santana hit the super kick on Maclin, she held back Santana because she wanted to check on Steve. And she did the X sign right away. Did the X sign. That's how you know something was wrong. That's how you know there's something wrong when the referee is doing the X sign.
And even Mike Santana went to Steve Maclin to check on him and make sure he's okay, not just the referee. So I gotta say, good on TNA's behalf for doing the right and professional thing, for checking on Steve Maclin to make sure he's okay. See, this is what OVW should have done with the referee recently at OVW. Oh, but it's just a referee. Fuck off. Fuck off. Like, the referee was having a damn seizure, almost lost his life. And you're more concerned about getting your shit in than checking on the referee, making sure he's okay? Yeah, fuck OVW on that. This is what they should have done, what TNA did here. OVW take some fucking notes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now, instead of being more concerned, like you're more concerned about getting your stuff in a match than checking on the referee. He was shaking, having seizures, and you see one of the wrestlers in the match at OVW just kick the referee, shove him out of the ring like what the fuck? Like, how fucking unprofessional is that?
They kick him like he was a sack of garbage.
Unbelievable. And the owner of the company, OVW, Al Snow, he goes online, makes an apology, right? Oh, we care about the safety of our performers. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I don't believe that for a second.
You cared so much. You cared so much. One of the talents in the match kicked the referee while he was having a seizure.
Unreal. Unfucking real. I'm glad TNA did the right thing, and good on them. They 100% did the right thing checking on Steve Maclin right here.
Yeah.
I think there's an update, speaking of him, on Steve Maclin as well. There is some positive news, I believe, on Steve Maclin in his recent concussion. Now, I was speaking with John Alba, FSI's The Takedown. Not a big fan of John Alba, but Silva provided an update on Maclin and TNA. They said he cleared all of his tests and he was released back to his hotel for the night as well. So it looks like Steve Maclin's okay. Thankfully.
It looks like he doesn't have a concussion. Thank God.
He got really lucky if that's the case.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad he's okay. I wish him a speedy recovery and stuff, but man, oh man, he got so lucky. This could have gotten really worse and bad than originally thought. Right here, and I'm glad TNA did the most professional and right thing. That was good on them. Good on TNA. I know we say LOL TNA here on the channel, but with this instant, good on TNA for doing the right thing. Yeah. And doing the professional thing, something that OVW didn't do and should have done. So good on TNA on that. To check on the health and safety of their performers and acting like a professional company. So good on them. Other news here on today's episode, Bianca Belair. She apparently is beginning training for a WWE return. I like this. I like this. Now, this is according to bodyslam.net that though no confirmed date that though no confirmed return date has been established at this time, that even though that she's beginning training for a return this year to the ring is Bianca Belair. The report also indicates that Belair is now taking the first steps toward returning to competition, with the return described as coming sooner or later, depending on how her recovery continues to progress. Now, Bianca Belair, the last time she wrestled was WrestleMania 41 Night 2 last year. She wrestled a triple threat for the women's world title. It was her, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley. Match of the weekend and a match of the year candidate. And then the last time she was seen was Bianca Belair. It was Evolution last July. She special refereed a match between Jade Cargill and Naomi. Some kind of no-holds-barred match. And that was the very last time Bianca Belair was seen on WWE television. She hasn't been seen since then. And now she's starting to train for a return and should be back sooner or later. I don't know how you feel about this. I like this, and hopefully her return cannot come soon enough, because that SmackDown Women's Division, man, so fucking bad. Even with Rhea Ripley there, and the Rhea and Jade build to Mania, it's been shit. And Rhea is trying, but Jade Cargill just doesn't give a flying fuck. She don't care. She don't care at all. Bianca Belair cannot come back fast enough. I'm hoping it's sooner. The sooner, the better. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, they need her back. They need Bianca Belair back very fast. Because that's back the women's division. They need all the help that they need. Right now, they're deplorable.
And Bianca Belair's presence has sorely been missed, dude. Sorely missed. Her back would make Bianca back would actually make things a lot better. You know? Oh, but Bianca Belair is overrated. She always wins. You don't realize how important she is to that division. She actually makes the division that much better when she's there. So I'm hoping soon. The sooner the better. The sooner she comes back, the better. Hopefully it's not later on. Hopefully it's soon she comes back. You know? They have Rhea and Jade at Mania. I don't know who wins that match, but I will say, if Jade somehow retains, have Bianca take that belt right off Jade and have the Jade experiment just end. We have Bianca as women's champion. We get Bianca and Rhea on a SmackDown program for the women's title. Imagine Bianca and Rhea on SmackDown feuding over the women's title. Sign me up. Sign me up. And that's the biggest match you could do for the women out of some at this point. Rhea versus Bianca. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that, too.
I mean, it definitely is the biggest match they could do, especially on that SmackDown women's division.
Yes.
Jade and Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. And they've been building it for years now.
They have. Even with Mania last year, going to Mania last year. So it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean,
I think they even fought in NXT, I think, in late 2019. That was a really good match.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but...
Yeah, Jade and Rhea?
Yes. No. Rhea and Bianca.
Yeah. Yeah, they fought in Portland.
Yes, for the women's title. Yes, February 2020. Yep, I remember. Yep, that's true. So hopefully Bianca's return is sooner than later. We'll see. But any recent update at Bianca Belair, we will keep you guys posted and let you know here on the channel. Hopefully Bianca's back soon. So we'll see. Another report here, Becky Lynch, she said, quote, "The door is always open for Mercedes Mone to return to WWE." Now, I think it was speaking on the Cheap Heat podcast. Lynch was asked about the legacy of the Four Horsemen and whether there's more left for the group to accomplish together. She was enthusiastic about what the foursome has already built, while acknowledging the obvious reality that the group is not currently whole. And she mentioned here about Mercedes/Sasha. Lynch addressed Mercedes' absence directly. "Well, we're not all here," Lynch said. "You know, the door is always open to Sasha." So I think that's one of those things you can go back at any time, and it will always be fantastic. Now Monet, who competed in WWE as Sasha Banks before departing in 2022, or she walked out with Trinity/Naomi, where they dropped the women's tag titles on the desk of Johnny Ace and Vince McMahon, who are both no longer there, by the way. Remember that?
Yeah.
Dropped the women's tag titles on John Laurinaitis, People Power, and old corpse Vince McMahon's desk. And Vince and Ace, who are no longer there. Thank God. Now, Mercedes Sasha walked down on WWE in May of 2022. She left, went to New Japan, became Mercedes Mone, became the face of AEW's women's division, held the TBS title, held many other titles, which was ridiculous. So she's been losing a lot of titles lately. She has, like, what, 5 left now?
She has 1 left.
1 left. Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting there, but Becky Lynch says the door is always open for Sasha to come back to WWE. Thoughts on this? Because I think though the Mercedes is currently with AEW. Whenever she is done with AEW, I think she goes back to WWE. I do.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think of this whole thing. I mean, Mercedes coming back. She's still under AEW contract. When your deal's done, I see her coming back. And I think that's where she ultimately ends up back to anyway. You know, again, what are your thoughts on this whole thing?
No, I think we see her very soon. Well, first and foremost, I think we see her soon back on AEW television right after once she has lost all of her belts. She's got 1 already left.
Yeah.
I think there's a chance that she returns at Dynasty in Canada. I think there's a chance that she comes back there.
Probably.
In terms of the WWE return, I think it will happen at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about this year.
No.
Maybe
yeah, not this year.
Yeah, not this year, obviously, but maybe 27, 28.
Or 29.
Somewhere in that range. I could see it.
Signed in what, March 2024. Maybe it's a 3-year deal with a 1 or 2 year option. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Maybe it has like 1 or 2 year option. So maybe 2027 to 2029, probably. Something like that.
Yeah.
But we'll see. But whenever a deal's up, I do see her back in WWE. I do see that. So we'll see what happens. And then to the shows with this week. SmackDown this past Friday. What did you think of SmackDown this past Friday, bro?
Man, what an exciting show that was.
Oh, but we got Sami Zayn winning the United States title, which Sap spoiled, by the way. Fightful.
Sappy boy.
That's good old Sappy boy. Sean Ross Sapp. Sappy boy Sapp. Sami Zayn beat Carmelo Hayes to win the United States title, and Trick Williams pretty much cost Melo the title. We got Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams announced for WrestleMania, and it's also for the U.S. title, where Nick Aldis, the SmackDown GM, told Trick Williams, "You're going to be wrestling at WrestleMania." And Sami told Nick Aldis, "I'll get on WrestleMania somehow. You'll see." And Carmelo Hayes had a U.S. title open challenge, and Sami Zayn answered it. Sami beat Melo for the U.S. title. Now we're getting Sami and Trick for the U.S. title at WrestleMania. What are your thoughts on all this? And now the way how Carmelo Hayes lost, he didn't lose clean. Trick pretty much screwed him out of the title. I don't know if we get Trick and Melo this week on SmackDown the week after, and that's how we get Melo added to the U.S. title match at WrestleMania, because you're not leaving Carmelo Hayes off the card, and you're not putting him in a battle royal. You're not leaving him off the card, period. He's done such good work for SmackDown in that U.S. title, some of the best work, like one of the bright spots on SmackDown for months, and you leave him off the card, then every writer in that room in WWE Creative should be absolutely fucking fired right then and there on the damn spot, because in no way are you leaving Melo There's no way you're leaving Carmelo Hayes off the WrestleMania card. That is not happening. You do Trick Williams, Sami Zayn, Carmelo Hayes, triple threat, United States Championship at WrestleMania. Don't at me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And who knows? Maybe you add Ilya Dragunov to this because you're not leaving him off the card either. Him and Dragunov have been having a story too. Or maybe we get Mello and I don't know. I don't know what they do with Mello, Dragunov. Maybe we get Mello and Dragunov one-on-one with no title. Because I don't think Dragunov's beat Mello. What do you do here? Do you triple threat this match? Do you fatal four-way the match, U.S. title match at Mania? What do you do here?
I think we get. I think you could do a multi-man match, especially the way they booked it, having Trick Williams costing Mello the championship. I think that's you can have Carmelo Hayes confront Nick Aldis on SmackDown.
Yeah,
saying I was robbed. I should still be the U.S. champion. Trick Williams robbed me, and he's demanding to be put in the U.S. title match. And this is how you could get Carmelo Hayes in the U.S. title match with Trick Williams and Sami Zayn.
Yeah,
you can find a way.
Mello, Trick, and Sami. And if you want Dragunov, and if you want to add Dragunov, you can. I wouldn't mind that. And he should be on the card too. He should not be in the Battle Royal at all either. It's Dragunov. So at least a triple threat, if not that, a fatal four-way. Either way, I would have it be a multi-man match at WrestleMania for the United States title, like they're doing on Raw with the Intercontinental title. You got Penta, you got Dragon Lee, you got Javon Evans, you got Rusev, and then you got JD McDonough. It's apparently some 5-man match for the IC title at WrestleMania, apparently. And apparently, according to Meltzer, did you read something according to Meltzer how the challengers got in this match was they won qualifiers on main event, which I don't believe. Like
they did the qualifying matches on main event
or matches that never happened. Like, is Meltzer just throwing shit at the wall because he's begging for a job?
Let me see though. Let me see if they actually did the matches on main event. Let me check up YouTube.
Well, I was at Raw in the Garden for main. Well, I was at the Garden for Monday for Raw. I think before Raw they taped main event. They had Rusev beat Otis, I think. On the show, they had Rusev beat Otis. That I did see.
Let me see the rest of the matches. Let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah, main events. Let me see.
I don't know. They had Rusev beat Otis. I think you had the Americanos on there, I think. No. Javon Evans beat one of the Americanos. I think it was Rayo Americano. I think it was Rayo Americano that Javon Evans beat on main event in MSG this past Monday before Raw as well, which I was there live. Javon Evans beat one of the Americanos.
Well, on main event, I did. I think Dragon Lee faced Brooks Jensen.
No way that's a qualifier, no?
I don't think it was a qualifier match.
Yeah, no way. I don't believe that.
It wasn't a qualifier.
I really believe Meltzer's just throwing shit at the wall hoping it sticks.
Yeah, but they did announce it as a qualifier match for the IC title, like Dragon Lee and Brooks Jensen. Brooks Jensen isn't even on the main roster.
No, he's an NXT or Evolve. Something like that.
How is he somehow going to get a qualifying match for the IC title?
Yeah, I don't get that. But my goodness, but yeah, the U.S. title match at Mania should be a multi-man match. You know, just my opinion. We also got on SmackDown the Randy Orton promo explaining his actions. He cut a nice promo here, but then Matt Cardona came out and punched Orton, and then it led to Randy Orton versus Matt Cardona in the main event of the show later that night for this past Friday's SmackDown. We had the Bella Twins versus Charlotte and Alexa. Oh, joy. Do you love this?
Oh, joy.
The Bellas beat Flair and Bliss after one of the Bellas rolled up Bliss for a 3 count. Yeah, Moving on.
Yeah, it was Brie who rolled up Bliss.
Yeah, botch mode. Instead of Brie mode, botch mode. Why are the Bellas still on my TV in 2026? I'd love to know. Oh, but
They are they are
oh,
mainstream now.
but I'm happy to see the Bella twins back. Yeah, the 5'10" Bella toxic fan base that wanted to see them back. The 10 Bella fans who wanted to see them back. Trust me, nobody wants the Bellas on TV. Nobody wants them there. Trust me on that. So moving on from that, we also had Rhea Ripley versus B-Fab. Like, who cares? Who cares? This Rhea Ripley Jade Cargill build is not good. It's dog shit. I'm sorry. It sucks. The less I talk about this, the better.
Moving on.
Jelly Roll versus Kit Wilson. Thoughts on this? And Jelly Roll got like 4 segments on the show, by the way. When you have Jelly Roll get 4 segments on SmackDown, that's a problem.
Kit Wilson.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking Kit Wilson, man, who yells toxic. Yeah. I'm toxic every time I see fucking SmackDown every Friday. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And Jelly Roll beat Kit Wilson. Did you like this or did you? I'm moving on.
It was actually all right. Fair enough. It was actually okay. Jelly Roll did well out there.
But
yeah, he did all right out there. I mean, I will say this about Jelly Roll. He seems to improve. He seems to want to be better at it.
Yeah, he's lost weight too. So I got to give him. I mean, he took some bumps. He did some offense. He didn't look too out of place, but to have him have 4 segments on the show, like, come on. You know?
Yeah, I think they need to slow it down. I think they need to be careful with Jelly Roll, not to overexpose him.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, he respects the business. I'll give him the credit on that, but I think you need to be careful, especially with these celebrities. They need to be careful on how you use them.
I agree. But then we had Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre in their segment where they're beating the crap out of each other. Then Nick Aldis announced Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre for WrestleMania, and it's unsanctioned. I did hear a rumor that this was going to be Hell in a Cell, by the way, but they did unsanctioned. What do you think of the stipulation unsanctioned? Should have been Hell in a Cell? Because I think Hell in a Cell would have been better with these two, and it makes sense.
It's gonna be their first. It's their first match. It's their first match together. So I don't think you do a Hell in a Cell match as a first match in a rivalry.
I don't know, but we'll see.
So I actually prefer the unsanctioned stipulation.
And he could still Jacob Fatu go over. So this should be good. I would have Jacob still win this, but
yeah.
I mean, unsanctioned isn't bad. I would have preferred Hell in a Cell better, but Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre is officially announced for WrestleMania. Should be good, so we'll see. Tiffany Stratton versus Julia. 1-on-1. This was going to be for the women's U.S. title. Then they did it. Oh, it's non-title. Like, what the hell was that?
Hilarious.
Oh, stop complaining. Oh, you bitch and complain too much. If you hate this, why do you watch? Just stop watching.
Oh yes, the don't like it, don't watch excuse.
They originally advertised this match as a title match, and then you do a non-title. Like, what is that? Like, what the hell is that, dude? And Julia won,
especially
by the way.
The fact that Julia ended up winning anyway.
Yeah, Julia won. Like, do you genuinely care about any of this? And seeing this here tells me I don't think we get Julia and Tiffany Stratton for the women's U.S. title at WrestleMania. I don't think we get that match at Mania.
I don't think both of these women, unless something changes, unless something happens on SmackDown this week, I don't think both of them make the card.
Do we get Julia, Tiffany, and Chelsea in a multi-person match for the title on the card? I don't want to see that.
Please, no.
And what is up with Tiffany Stratton lately, man? Have you noticed something different with Tiffany? Like she's just going through the motions.
Like she hasn't done something, anything overly exciting since coming back.
Like something feels
and
off
we're now in
with
April.
Tiffany Stratton, man. What the hell's going on with her? Like she's just going through the damn motions. Really? Look where Tiffany Stratton was last year. Look at her a year later.
Like, what is she supposed to do when the division is deplorable?
Yeah, it's absolute dog shit. Yeah, it's absolute dog shit, dude.
Yeah, like what is she supposed to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, like what is she supposed to do?
Yeah. And then the main event of SmackDown on Friday, Randy Orton and Matt Cardona. Orton wins with an RKO. Cardona gets little offense and Orton beats him. And then we get a 10-minute pull-apart brawl.
Shocking.
Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. And this goes for like 10 ages, right? And you get Jelly Roll out there. It's an RKO from Orton. And then that was end of SmackDown on Friday. Did you love this? Did you so love this pull-apart brawl, bro, that lasted like 10 decades?
Yeah, you had these security geeks.
Yeah, the biggest jobbers in the WWE security guards. Where do they find these fucking guys?
Do they find them in a lab?
Yeah, right. But like this pull-apart brawl, man, that like fucking lame. This pull-apart brawl. It felt like it wasn't going to end. You have these two, Cody and Randy, go what 10 minutes in a pull-apart, meaningless brawl.
They don't even. I don't think they laid their hands on. I don't think the other guy laid the hands on the other that much. It wasn't even that much of a brawl anyway.
And then security guards trying to separate them. And they all beat this one up. It's like, what the hell is that? Then Jelly Roll gets a RKO. I hated this pull-apart brawl. This pull-apart brawl, bro, I hated it. I hated it.
Yeah, like a Jelly Roll was like in 4 segments on this show.
Yeah, again, like you said moments ago, you got to be careful of not overexposing Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
Thank God. A Jelly Roll was the most featured guy on the show. We're heading into WrestleMania, and yet the guy that gets the most segment is Jelly Roll.
Holy shit.
Like, no hate to the guy, but why is he given more segments than your WWE champion?
Imagine if Jelly Roll helps Orton win the title at Mania. God, I hope not.
Please.
We don't need another Travis Scott incident from last year. Remember Travis Scott last year?
Yeah. Yeah, he helps John Cena win the WWE championship. And then we never see him again.
Fiend. Oh, fuck me.
Like, we don't need another Travis Scott. It was already bad enough with Travis Scott. We don't need another Travis Scott situation. But what with another celebrity?
Yeah.
Just keep it between Cody and Randy.
Yeah.
This is their story.
Yeah. Oh, what about Ted DiBiase Jr. again? No. Fuck that. Fuck that. So that was SmackDown Friday. And then we had NXT and the Garden, the theater at MSG. 2 nights ago, Tuesday night, you had matches like Mike Santana and OTM versus Dark State. Mike Santana and OTM got the win, and OTM got the pinfall. I know,
Great.
bro. You love OTM. You know, some people call them Crime Time 2.0, though they're not Crime Time.
Yeah, I was so excited to watch this match that I was barely awake. I only watched this for Mike Santana.
The OTM
Like,
got
why is even
the OTM. Some people
like,
call
why
him
is
Crime
it
Time
Mike
2.0.
Santana the one winning the match? Like,
Yeah,
why
Mike
is it Mike
Santana.
Santana the guy? Yeah, like
Yeah.
why is it Mike Santana the one getting the win for his team? It's in New York. You're wrestling in the theater in Madison Square Garden. You have Mike Santana, the hometown guy, and you don't have him get the win for his team.
I don't get that, man. I don't get that at all. So some people compare OTM to Crime Time, which is
When I catch these people.
but OTM
These
is like
people,
Crime
they have
Time.
to be checked. They have nowhere near the charisma or personality or they're nowhere near as over as Crime Time.
And some people that compare OTM and Crime Time, I don't ever disrespect Crime Time like that ever again. Never compare these two clowns to Crime Time.
Yeah.
You know? We also had matches on the show like Canoe Carver and Jasper Troy with Josh Briggs as a referee. I didn't care much for this. Like, who cares? I like Canoe Carver and Jasper Troy's okay, but like Josh Briggs?
Why? Why is he there?
We had like Jada Parker versus Kalani Jordan. This was okay. Los Americanos, Gracias versus Birthright. Los Americanos are getting the Vanity Project for the tag titles at Stand and Deliver. We got Tatum Paxley and Blake Monroe face to face. This was, I guess, fine. This was not bad. And then we had a contract signing for the NXT title match at Stand and Deliver with all four guys: Joe Hendry, Tony D'Angelo, Ethan Page, and Ricky Saint in there. I guess this was okay, but they had like Tony D and Ethan Page brawling when other two guys threw a table. Ethan and Tony brawling with each other to end the ring to end the show, but I guess this is okay for what it was. I thought Raw and MSG this week, with comparing to NXT this week and MSG, I think the Raw one was better. I think the Raw one was better in my opinion. Just my opinion on this. I was actually going to go to this NXT in the theater show and MSG this Tuesday. I guess it was okay, but maybe a good thing I didn't go.
I mean, the show was all right.
It wasn't anything special, but
yeah.
Yeah, like nothing much here. Nothing much of note here from NXT 2 nights ago. It was their go-home show for Stand and Deliver, by the way. So I'm sure Stand and Deliver will be good, but NXT on Tuesday was like to me it was like a nothing burger. If you ask me, like a nothing burger, like a good old plain Jane hamburger. You know what I mean? Nothing on it, just the bun and the meat, nothing else. You know, felt like a nothing burger.
Yeah.
In my honest opinion. Speaking of MSG, I was at the Raw and MSG Monday. I mean, it wasn't great, wasn't terrible. It was a solid show, in my opinion. Now, this crowd was very loud. We had Cody Rhodes open the show as WWE Champion from SmackDown. He's on Raw. Then Stephanie McMahon, I did not expect that she came out to a nice pop. She's also going in the Hall of Fame this year, just like AJ Styles. She came out, and by the way, Sappy Boy didn't report this, by the way, and he goes on X, oh, we didn't report this. Like he's a fucking smartass. He goes on, did you see that tweet of his, dude?
Hey, God. There.
He's like, oh, we didn't report Stephanie McMahon being there. Yeah, from good old Sappy Boy, Sean Ross Sapp. Now, Cody and Stephanie was a good promo. This was much better than the Cody and Orton pull-apart brawl, and I feel like this probably needed to be done. And I don't know where this leads to. I don't know what you think this leads to. This has to hopefully lead to something, stuff like that. Now, in this promo, Stephanie told Cody, you're not your father. And Cody in response, well, you're right, I'm not your, well, if you want to talk about me not being my father, Stephanie, you're not your father either. Without mentioning Vince's name, dude. Vince McMahon's name, not even mentioned. And then Stephanie McMahon slapped Cody Rhodes right in the face.
I hope Cody means in terms of you're not your father. In terms of Stephanie isn't as bad of a human being as Vince is.
Well, Stephanie McMahon is nowhere near bad like her father, not even close. Remember,
Cody says that
her father drove her to quit 3 years ago and sold the company to his friend Ari Emanuel. Oh, but it's Ari Emanuel's company. It's his company. No, it's Stephanie McMahon's company that Stephanie's father Vince stole from her by selling the company to his friend Ari. Facts. You won't convince me otherwise. You were saying something, bro?
Yeah. Well, let's hope he's saying that Stephanie, you're not as bad of a human being as your father. If that's what he meant, then he's saying the right thing here.
Yeah. Then Stephanie in the promo said that you have no idea, Cody, how diabolical Orton is, and Cody, if you're this current Cody going into Mania with Orton, then you'll lose the title. Was what Stephanie pretty much said to Cody. Like, it wasn't a heel thing with Stephanie McMahon. It was pretty much, if you ask me, Stephanie giving Cody Rhodes tough love, I think.
Yeah.
And then at the end of this promo, Cody said to Stephanie, you know what? Thank you. And then Cody got booed. This has to lead to something. I don't know. I don't know if this leads to anything, but what are your thoughts on this whole thing?
Yeah, I thought it was a great segment. This has honestly been the best segment Cody's had in a while.
Yeah, and this honestly saved what we got on Friday with the pull-apart brawl. This kind of saved that.
Yeah.
Honestly. This was a good opener for Raw. It did not, and Stephanie McMahon on there, I did not expect. It was a nice surprise, and she just showed up. This was nice, I will say.
Yeah.
New York City street fight for the World Tag Team titles. Logan Paul and Austin Theory beat the Usos to win the World Tag Team titles thanks to Mama Logan Paul, handing Logan Paul the brass knuckles. Then he had LA Knight come out. He had IShowSpeed come out. And the Vision used the brass knuckles. I think Logan Paul knocked out Jimmy with the black brass knucks. And then Austin Theory pinned Jimmy, who was knocked out, to win the titles. And it looks like we might get Usos and LA Knight versus, we might get the Vision and IShowSpeed versus Usos and LA Knight at WrestleMania. Thoughts on this match?
I thought it was all right. I mean, it's just so tiring though. We've already how many times we have seen the Vision against the Usos
and LA Knight.
Like how many times
they've been feuding for almost a year. Rinse and repeat.
Literally.
What? I hope after Mania this feud ends. Seriously, I don't want to see LA Knight feud with the Vision ever again after WrestleMania. This is just going beyond ridiculous. Seriously.
For real.
And then we got the other segments on the show, like Liv Morgan coming out, and she cuts a promo. What I will say is Liv Morgan's got to cut out the greatest Royal Rumble winner ever. Yeah, that line of Liv Morgan, that I wish they'd cut that out.
Literally, like she doesn't have to be over dramatic. Honestly, like she could keep it easy, keep things simple.
Yeah. Though Liv Morgan, this was not a bad promo with Liv Morgan, and she mentioned Stephanie Betker's mother, calling her mother trash or puta or trash.
Yeah.
I mean, Liv Morgan's tough, and she said in this promo, her mother taught her never to back down from stuff. Pretty much, I mean, Liv Morgan, she is from New Jersey, so she's a tough little bitch. She's a Jersey girl, so. And then Stephanie Betker came out.
People from Jersey, all people from Jersey are tough people.
They are, yes. They're tough people, and they're hard to the bone. But Liv Morgan cuts this promo. Stephanie Betker comes out, throws the title down, runs to the ring to try and kick Liv Morgan's ass. And then Stephanie Betker is coming to Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan's like, no. Then from behind, and she was rumored to come back as soon as like this past Monday's Raw from MSG. Roxanne Perez, the Prodigy, blindside Stephanie Betker from behind. Roxanne and Liv beat on Stephanie Betker. And then Liv Morgan hits the Oblivion on Stephanie Betker. And Roxanne and Liv stands tall. I will say I'm very happy to see Roxanne Perez back, and she looks great, and I'm happy to see her back. Thoughts on this?
Yeah, she was sorely missed.
She was.
Well, yeah, she was needed back really at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good to see It's good to see Roxanne back. It was also nice to see Stephanie McMahon back as well, but it was also especially it was nice seeing Roxanne come back. She's back in time for WrestleMania as well. Although not sure though if she's gonna have a match on the card.
She probably won't, though. She could factor it into Stephanie and Liv at WrestleMania, in my opinion. So we'll see what they do with that. But I'm happy to see Roxanne Perez back, and she was missed. And I'm glad she's back.
Yeah.
Women's tag team title match: Lash Legend and Nia Jax versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. The beginning of this match was very slow and boring, sleep-inducing. Then it picked up later on. And Charlotte and Alexa come out. Then the Bellas come out. They're brawling, and this match ends in a DQ. Match is thrown out. And we announce for WrestleMania, Fatal 4-Way match for the women's tag team titles. Charlotte and Alexa versus the Bellas versus Lash and Legend versus Lash and Nia versus Bayley.
Lash and Legend. Is this a new team?
Yeah, right. Lash Legend and Nia Jax, and then Bayley, Lyra Valkyria, and the Bella Twins, and Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Yay!
Exciting.
Yeah, exciting indeed, bro. Said no one ever. Do you care for this? Like, the women's tag title stuff lately has been some of the worst on TV. It has. But moving on, the less I say about this, the better. What not moving on, which was much better.
I just hope they give Lyra and Bayley the tag title.
Yeah, they need to.
I hope they give Lyra and Bayley the tag title.
Yeah, they should win the titles at Mania. No ands, ifs, or buts. And no, nobody wants to see the Bellas win the titles. Nobody wants to see that. Fuck that. We then get the next segment on the show. This was much better than the women's tag title segment. Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman. Lesnar calls out Oba Femi. And Brock Lesnar's in his ring trunks like if he's about to be ready wrestling for a match. It was Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar's like, Oba Femi, get your ass out here now. And this was the best part of the whole show on Raw and MSG this past Monday. And Brock Lesnar's calling out Oba Femi to come out right here now. Adam Pearce comes out. He gets booed. He's like, no, Brock, we're not doing this. And then Adam Pearce gets these security guards as well. And then the lights go out, and it's Oba Femi. And man, what a reaction he got in the garden. My God. Everyone's doing Oba, woo. And his music hits, and he's doing his entrance walk. And then the security guards run at him. Oba Femi gives to these two security bums a double clothesline, and he boots one other in the face. Then he does another double clothesline or something. Then this one guy throws a swing. Oba ducks. He picks him up like that. You know that signature move Oba Femi does before he hits the fall from Grace Powerbomb? He picks someone up from back suplex position. Then he tosses him frontwards. This poor son of a bitch security guard fucking got killed out there by Oba Femi with this back suplex toss, man. He literally murdered this guy.
Oh my God.
This was great. This was fucking great. And then after that, then Oba Femi shoved Adam Pearce down to the ground. He pushed Adam Pearce. Oh no, that's the Raw GM. You can't do that to the boss.
Oh yeah, the boss.
Adam Pearce, you can't do that to Mr. Pearce. He put his hands on Adam Pearce, the boss. He needs to control Oba Femi. You don't control Oba Femi.
You never do.
So Oba shoves Adam Pearce. He gets in the ring with Brock. They have a face-to-face. Then Paul Levesque, Triple H comes out to handle Oba and Brock, and he does, unlike Adam Pearce. And I see some idiots, Triple H, look, a triple nose. The bald fraud, he's got to have the spotlight on him once again. I did not mind this with Triple H in the segment at all. I didn't mind this. And I don't understand why people are complaining about this. Triple H hogging the spotlight and having the attention on him once again. Like this, I didn't mind him in there, and it makes sense to have him in here. Like he's the chief.
You have two behemoths. You have two monsters looking to beat the shit out of each other right before WrestleMania.
And Adam Pearce tried to handle it, but like Oba and Brock wouldn't listen to Pearce, but they listened to Triple H. So this made sense. So I didn't mind Triple H out here at all with this.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why some people complained about this, dude. Seriously.
They always want to find something to complain about.
Yeah. But this segment, man, was very, very good. This was probably the best thing on the whole show, hands down. And honestly, out of the whole Mania build this year, this feels bigger than the world title match and the WWE title match at WrestleMania. I'm sure you probably feel the same way. And there's no titles involved with Brock Lesnar, Oba Femi. And this feels bigger than the 2 world title matches taking place at WrestleMania. And some people may say this could main event WrestleMania, but I don't know about that. But I do agree with the fact this feels bigger than the 2 world title matches at WrestleMania. Thoughts?
Legitimately. Honestly, out of all the Mania matches so far with the build, honestly, this has been like the best build match of the show. I'm being honest. Yeah. Like it feels big.
Yes, larger than life.
They're reacting huge to it. Everybody's
larger than life, bro. Larger than life.
Yeah. 2 behemoths, 2 monsters, larger than life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you feel.
Go at it.
And call me crazy, but does Oba look bigger than Brock?
I think so.
Like he makes Lesnar look like a smaller guy with how big Oba Femi is. He looks bigger than Brock. I don't know how you feel, but that's how I feel.
Yeah,
but it says a lot
because Brock Lesnar isn't a small guy.
No, not by any means. Like he's like 6'5", damn near 300 pounds.
Yeah, he looks like a freak of nature.
Yeah,
he looks like Brock Lesnar is like one of the biggest guys size wise of the entire roster. Probably of any athlete on any sport. Mm-hmm. Yet he stands next. Yet Oba Femi basically makes him look small when you compare them size by size.
Yeah. Yeah, but Oba and Brock, I'm actually looking forward to their match at WrestleMania. And Oba's gotten the better of Brock since their build. And I'll tell you this, even if Lesnar beats Oba at Mania, Oba is already a made new star created under the current WWE new Triple H administration. Like Oba, even if he loses to Brock at Mania, they haven't even fought at Mania yet. And I feel even if Lesnar goes over Femi, at Mania, Oba Femi is already a made new star in this company for years to come, even if he loses to Brock at Mania, in my opinion. Like, Oba is just, like, he is the guy. Oba is the guy. Oba Femi is the guy. Even if he loses to Brock at Mania, I don't think it does anything bad to Oba at all, honestly. Because Oba's already a made man at this point. Not even a few weeks time, and not even to Mania yet. Oba's already a made new star in this company for years to come.
Yeah, like he's gotten the better of Lesnar the last 3 weeks.
He has. Makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder if Lesnar actually wins at Mania.
Well, there's 2 more Raw episodes left. There's 2 more episodes of Raw before Mania. So do they have one of those episodes of Raw where Brock Lesnar he gets one on Oba?
Maybe, but we'll see. But I'm liking their build so far. They've booked it perfectly. How they've handled Oba and the Brock and Oba build. They've handled it perfectly. So,
yeah.
I'm liking what they're doing with that. So. And now I don't know how long the match will be, but I'm looking forward to it at Mania, but we'll see. Intercontinental title match, Penta versus Kofi Kingston for the IC title at Raw in Madison Square Garden. What did you think of this? I think this is decent right here, and Penta did some like Mexican Destroyer Grayson Waller on the outside, which looked nice. He did a Kobe did some like mid-air trouble in paradise, got a near fall. Then Penta eventually hit the Mexican Destroyer, won the match, retained the title. What did you think of this?
It was an all right match. It was solid.
Yeah. Yeah, this was okay, but then after the match, I had Penta cut a promo saying he would defend the IC title at WrestleMania. And they announced for the IC title match at WrestleMania. I think it's a ladder match for the multi-man ladder match for the IC title at WrestleMania. It's Penta, Dragon Lee, Javon Evans, JD McDonough, and Rusev. Should be a good match, but I mean, Rusev recently lost to Obafemi. What has he done to get a match, though, for the IC title? And JD McDonough, man, he just came back as well. I don't know.
I'm guessing this is their way. This is Triple H's way of rewarding Rusev.
I guess.
I guess this is his reward for putting Oba over and getting him ready to face Brock at WrestleMania.
Probably.
Yeah.
So should be a good match, but we'll see what happens at WrestleMania with the IC title.
I think this is for JD. JD the Crispy. JD McDonough. This is his first ever JD McChicken. Bubblehead over there. This is his first WrestleMania match. Yeah, for 5. He's been on the main roster since the 2023 draft.
Yes.
Yet he never had a match at WrestleMania. He wasn't at WrestleMania 40. He was there, but he didn't have a match. He was there to celebrate with Damian Priest after Priest won the world title.
Yeah.
He wasn't at WrestleMania 41 because of an injury.
Yeah.
So happy for him that he gets to have a spot at WrestleMania.
Yeah. So I'm happy for McDonough, and this match could possibly be a show stealer at WrestleMania weekend as well. This match. And so far, the WrestleMania card on paper is looking much better than the card with last year's Mania so far. I will have to admit. So I do have to give them credit on here with how they're shaping up this Mania card. I feel like with this whole Raw and MSG this past Monday, that was a solid show, in my opinion. I do feel like they started fleshing out the majority of the Mania card, what it looks like majority this year. And looking at their card, majority of the card this year's Mania on paper, it looks a lot better than last year's card, in my opinion. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah. I think honestly, I have to agree here. Honestly, this is a much better card than last year.
I mean, we got Cody and Cena last year. We got Roman Punk and Seth. We got Gunther and Jey Uso. We got Charlotte and Tiffany. We got Bianca, Rhea, Io. We got other stuff like that last year. Just Jacob Fatu, LA Knight. Yeah, I would say this year's card looks a lot better than last year's.
Yeah,
much better. We also got a Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman segment where Seth Rollins Adam Pearce announced Seth Rollins is medically cleared officially. And then Seth Rollins' music hits. He hits Heyman from behind in the back with a chair. He's about to curb stomp Paul Heyman on the chair. Then out of nowhere, and this is where I thought Bron Breakker was going to come out. It was actually Gunther from behind put Seth Rollins in a sleeper. And then Seth Rollins tries to go to the announce table to do something to get out of the hold, but he's passing out, and Gunther points at the WrestleMania sign. It's officially Gunther and Seth Rollins 1-on-1 at WrestleMania. We went over this already. Again, the injuries forced them to change their plans, so we went over that earlier. Again, I'm just disappointed we're not getting Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker, but maybe there's a chance Breakker costs Seth the match at Mania against Gunther. We'll see. So we kind of went over that earlier here on the show. The main event match of the show, Raquel Rodriguez versus Io Sky. Now, Raquel won with the Tahana Bomb, but how this came to be, the Kabuki Warriors came down during this match. Io had the match won with Raquel. Now, this I got a lot to say on, and so does this guy next to be in mine right. Io Sky had the match won with Raquel, right? Instead of going for the Asai Moonsault, going for the win. Now, I love Io Sky, but what she does here, this could have absolutely been avoided. She does a suicide dive, right? Tries to do it to Kairi and Asuka. And I swear to God, Io Sky, how she did this dive, I thought she was going to fucking die off this spot. She does the dive, and she landed on her head and neck. I thought she was going to get a concussion or get paralyzed or worse yet, death. Like, was this spot really necessary? And then, holy shit, she got fucking lucky because she got up okay, no problem, it looks like. But my God, did she get lucky because this could have gone so much worse than it could have been. I don't even know why the suicide dive spot was even necessary, dude. And there's a reason why this guy next to me says save the dives. Like, why are a lot of wrestlers these days doing a lot of dives when it's like what they say, high risk, high reward? Yeah, Io Sky did this spot. She could have been forced to retire or could have died in this spot. I don't even know why the spot was even done in the first place. And I'm sure this guy next to me might have a lot to say about it. I'm actually going to give him a 4 on this.
This is one of the stupidest things I've ever seen a wrestler do. Like this is what makes it worse. This is what makes it, apart from the fact that the spot was dumb itself, and Io almost killed herself out there.
Yeah,
or paralyzed herself out there.
Broke her damn neck, could have been paralyzed in a wheelchair for the rest of her life, or could have fucking passed away there. Could have fucking died out there.
My God, it looked so dumb on every sense of the word. You know what makes it even worse, apart from the fact that she even botched it.
Yeah.
Apart from the fact that she botched it. We're on the road to WrestleMania. We're 2 weeks away from WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you doing a goddamn suicide dive in essentially a random match on Monday Night Raw? Like, why?
This could have easily been avoided. This spot should have never happened from the word go. I don't understand why we even needed to do this spot. Was it really worth this spot? Was it really worth that spot? I don't think it was worth it at all.
No, it wasn't. You're building towards a match.
Like, why do this move? Like, for what? Just to get a pop? Like, why even do the move?
I don't know if they practiced. Like, I don't know what happened like behind the scenes. I don't know if they practiced it. They did it, but then when the match came, it was botched, or Io just came up with it on the fly. Like, I don't know. But whatever it was, whatever happened, this spot was so stupid.
Io Sky got so fucking lucky.
She's lucky. She got lucky there. She could have literally been on a wheelchair for the rest of her. Like, did you see the way she landed? She legitimately landed on her neck and her head.
She landed on her head and her neck. She did the dive, and she's like, right on her fucking head and neck, dude. Right on her head and neck. I thought she was gonna fucking die out there.
She's lucky. She's lucky she's still walking.
Peter Rosenberg even went on X and said this. Like some fan tweeted a video from Instagram out Io Sky with a crazy angle shot of Io Sky doing the dive and almost killing herself up there. Peter Rosenberg quote tweets this saying, "This is why I tell whoever I cannot evolve, and even on the main roster, don't bother with these dives. They are all a risk, no reward. If you successfully hit a suicide dive in 2026, no one cares. But if you mess it up, you could truly harm yourself. Don't do it." I'm not a big fan of Peter Rosenberg at all, but tell him when he's telling lies.
Literally.
I don't understand why we're still doing dives, suicide dives in general, in 2026 in wrestling. There's a reason why Adam Carl, my right, says to me, save the dives.
Like, literally, you don't always need to do them. You don't always need to be doing dives all the time.
Nope.
Like, if you're going to do dives, how about you do them when the match is important and when you're looking to win a match? Now when the match is so unimportant, so insignificant, it's going to be forgotten about by the next match.
And what did Raquel versus Io really mean? Nothing. It was just there.
If they wanted to do something, if they wanted to have Asuka and Kairi Sane interfere, like, Io just couldn't look at them and just walk towards them, get on the outside, on the bottom rope, and brawl with Asuka. Like, he could do something as simple as that.
dude, even Kairi Sane looked concerned for Io out there. Like she's like she looked fucking scared and worried she looked scared and worried for Io out there, did Kairi Sane. Even Kairi out there.
Yeah. You had Kairi Sane legitimately fearing that that something bad may have happened to her friend.
Unbelievable. They need to, like, you know how we mentioned.
Enough of these dives. Like, stop it.
Like, remember how we mentioned before, ban the diving headbutt? They need to ban these dives too. Like, so what do you say? Save the dives?
Yeah, literally. Enough of them. Enough of them. We don't need to see dives in every. Like, what is it with these companies that have every match? Like, everybody does dives.
It's WWE. It's AEW. It's all these wrestling companies. A lot of them. Why even have wrestlers do this move?
Like, is it in the wrestlers' contracts that they have to do one dive per match?
I don't get that.
Like, my God.
I don't fucking get that. Yeah, it's like high risk, no reward, these moves.
Like, and it's not even the first thing. So this isn't even the first. The Io Sky wasn't even the first wrestler to do a dive and nearly injure yourself. Like, this happened like a few days prior to this on AW Collision.
Yes.
It was a tag match between Megan Bayne, Lena Cross against Harley and Willow. Yes, that match happened again. Why? Why? Because fuck them, that's why. Tony Khan loves his rematches for some reason. There was a spot in the tag match where Lena is holding Willow and Megan, because Megan, she does the suicide dive multiple times, in her matches. She lands it, to be fair, she lands it flawlessly as well. But this one time she does it, she legitimately nearly landed on her forehead.
Yeah. Why why even do the move? Why do the fucking move?
It's on a random collision in a rematch nobody asked for.
Yeah, the rematch that nobody gave a fuck about, by the way.
Literally. Like, why are you doing this dive? Like, what is the need for it? Like, what is
there is no need for it?
Like, again, is it in the wrestler's contract to do one dive per match? Are they just doing it because, well, for the sake of it? Like, what is it?
Like AEW does this, especially AEW does this all the fucking time, and you're doing these dives like what? Just to get a cheap pop, to gain interest from the audience, from fans, just to get a cheap moment pop, just to draw interest because AEW can't draw interest.
Like, literally, like enough of these dives, literally.
Like AEW does dives all the time, and all the time AEW they drop people on their head, and most times on the damn apron. Like, do you really need to do that all the time? What, because to gain interest from your dying AEW product? My God, like they really should ban these dives, dude. They really should.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad Io is okay. I'm glad she's not hurt, but it wasn't worth doing it. Especially if she's going to have a match on the card at WrestleMania. Especially if she's going to have a match on the show.
According to reports, it's supposed to be Io Sky versus Asuka at WrestleMania, maybe involving Kairi Sane making it a triple threat at WrestleMania, possibly.
Yeah, which makes it even more baffling.
So those reports, like, was it really worth Io going out there and risking her life out there and damn near killing herself out there? No, it wasn't. It
was stupid. It was stupid.
Why didn't you do the move? My God, man. Yeah, I'm just glad Io Sky's okay. Because this could have gone really, really bad and a lot more worse than it looked. And she got fucking lucky big time. Lucky.
Yeah, lucky's an understatement. Yeah, she's lucky. She's lucky she's walking. Especially after a spot like this. Like 99% of people, they would have died if they did this. If they landed on their head and neck like that, they would have been instantly dead.
And a lot of athletes these days, one of their stretches, they do like neck bridges. So their exercise, to help with their neck strength, they do bridges. Even on like a wrestling team in like grade school or college, they see a lot of them use their neck like doing bridges for stretches. Like a neck injury is nothing to fuck around with. And Io Sky could have lost her life, could have been forced to retire right here off of a stupid dive. Io's lucky to still be walking and breathing. She's lucky to still be alive. And she's lucky she's not in a wheelchair. This spot should have never happened. Why even do the spot? But Raquel, but Raquel though, back to the Raquel and Io match. Raquel wins with a Tahana bomb. I mean, okay, but the spot, the dive should have happened. Like, did the match really mean anything? No. But Raquel wins. And then the ending segment of the show, Roman Reigns comes out. He throws up the ones. He's about to cut this promo. And then CM Punk's music hits. He brawls with Roman. ETS on Roman on the outside. Does the shield bomb to Roman through a table on the outside. CM Punk stands tall. His music hits. You know how the fans do the Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns. CM Punk did mock that, by the way, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know what you thought of this ending, bro. It was a pull apart brawl, but this was much better than the Cody and Randy one for sure. What are your thoughts on this whole thing?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, I liked it.
I think there was some fan that argued with Punk, some idiot that Punk put in his placing. This is like about cinema.
Yeah, this is wrestling, not cinema, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, some Punk. So yeah, Punk put some idiot fan in his place in the front row. It was like, well, young boo, you suck, and then like CM Punk gave him a finger or something.
Hilarious.
It was funny. That's like, and Punk's like, the Marquis, this is wrestling, not cinema. It was funny. But Raw in the Garden this past Monday, I thought was solid though. Much better than the Raw March of last year in MSG, where Roman Reigns with CM Punk and Seth Rollins in the cage. That was much better than that. But I mean, not perfect, not great, not a terrible show, but it was solid in my opinion this past Monday on Raw in Madison Square Garden. So my opinion on that. Oh, and then Dynamite, the ending conclusion of this episode. Dynamite, bro. AEW Dynamite on April Fool's Day. Did we feel like fools watching Dynamite last night?
Literally.
It wasn't a bad show, though. I will say so myself, but I mean, just Dynamite, man. Did you love the show last night? What'd you think of it?
It was better than the last 2 episodes.
I agree, but it's like but it's just still just not good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It just was so boring.
Yeah. Oh, we have Dynasty coming up, what, next weekend? And what, Toronto?
Yeah.
Are you excited for Dynasty?
I wish I was.
I agree, but we did have Chris Jericho back. No, this is not an April Fool's joke. Dynamite last night was in Winnipeg, where Jericho's from. He came back. I will say this. He looks great. He does look great, but I mean, I really have something to say on this. I'm sure you do. I don't know what you feel about Chris Jericho being back, and like, do you think he should have been back on AEW? Do you still think he makes a return eventually to WWE? There's some that think he may never come back, or does Tony Khan bring him back for a moment? Because he said nothing here. We got nothing with this Jericho thing last night. And do you think Tony Khan pretty much, I mean, Tony Khan did freeze him. Do you think Tony Khan brought him back to keep him away from WWE? I don't know what you think of this whole Jericho situation and stuff. And I see Sab bragging on social media. Oh, we reported fucking like just the yeah, I'm not going to talk much about Sap just because I don't want to cause drama or trouble, but it's like this whole Jericho thing. What do you think of this whole thing, bro? Because I honestly think, in my opinion, I think Jericho was honestly frozen to keep him away from WWE. It was frozen for like, what, 8 months? And then now his contract at AEW may not expire till the end of this year, sometime end of next year. I don't know what you think on this. I really think Tony Khan brought Jericho back for just a moment. Because Jericho's done everything in AEW. There's nothing left for him there. Like, so why bring him back with AEW? I think he is better off still going back to WWE and still is. I don't know what you think on that. This whole thing, though, dude.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, this whole situation is so confusing.
I think Tony Khan merely brought him back to keep him away from WWE because he knows where Jericho's going.
Yeah, if you looked at his entrance, like if you looked the way he looked at his entrance, he looked pissed off. I mean,
Like Jericho didn't want to be there.
Literally.
I don't blame him. Even Jericho knows there's nothing left from there. He doesn't, like, he wants out, but Tony is keeping him in, like he's keeping them holding him hostage here because he knows where Jericho's going. And Tony knows if Jericho goes back to WWE, it's going to be better off with WWE and it's going to make Tony and AEW look stupid. Well, I'm sorry, Tony, you look stupid either way, whether you hold Jericho hostage or not. You know, Jericho's done everything. You know, and Jericho knows the AEW's a sinking ship. Like, Jericho's still there. What does it do for AEW? It does nothing. Nothing. And I find it funny that the AEW sickles, like, when the rumors first started about Jericho going back to WWE, oh, they can have him. Oh, fuck Jericho. He's old. And now Jericho's back on AEW instead. Now, all of a sudden, those same sickles are happy Jericho's back.
Yeah.
Quite comical, right? I give this 2 weeks to those same AEW sickos say, oh, fuck Jericho. He's old, 55 years old. He's washed. We don't need him. I give this 2 weeks on that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite comical, the fucking AEW sickos. Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
quite
Jericho.
comical. And you see the reaction in
Oh,
Winnipeg.
he wants to go back to WWE. Fuck the Fed. Let Jericho go there. He's old. When did we never needed him anyway? Now he's back. All of a sudden, oh yeah, happy Jericho's back. Like, there are AEW sickos, like mental sickos, like AEW real one who's a fucking sicko. By the way, have you seen his Twitter?
The guy that has John Cena as his banner and AJ Styles as his John Cena is his profile picture. AJ Styles as his banner. Yeah,
he is the personification of an AEW sicko. I unfollowed him or muted him ages ago. It's just a fucking tribalism. Like, fuck the tribalism.
Yeah.
Like, these are real AEW sickos. Oh, fuck Jericho. He's old. He's washed. We never needed him. He's a traitor. Let him go to WWE, the evil Fed. He's a fucking traitor. He's a turncoat. Like, fuck off. Like, fuck off, dude. Seriously. Honestly, Jericho, I still think to this day he should go back to WWE. He's better off there. What is he going to do for AEW? And Tony's just keeping him there because he's afraid. He's afraid of Jericho going back to WWE. What difference is how big of it's going to be for WWE going up here, and AEW's going to go down here, and Tony's afraid of that. You know he's afraid of Jericho going back to WWE. And Tony must think, oh, I bring Jericho back. Now when he goes back to WWE later, it's not going to be as impactful. Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
He had all this time, Tony Khan. He had all of this time to bring back Jericho. You had all this time to bring him back, and you chose not to. Even when he was available. But he was available from June to September. And he was available again from November to December. May and October were Fozzy tours. You had from June till September, November to December. You had all of this time to bring him back. And you chose not to.
And then I seen Meltzer earlier before we went live here for this episode. I seen Meltzer say, oh, the Fozzy tour was a major factor why Jericho didn't go back to WWE and chose AEW. Yeah, I don't believe that at all.
Like, why?
This is coming from The Observer, by the way. A big factor that led to Jericho choosing AEW over going back to WWE this year was because of his Fozzy tour, and WWE wouldn't allow him to do his Fozzy tour and outside projects. Bull fucking shit.
Bro, WWE, even under Vince McMahon, even Vince McMahon allowed Jericho to do Talk is Jericho and tour with Fozzy.
Yeah.
Why would Triple H now suddenly not allow him to do Fozzy and talk to Jericho?
I'm sure Jericho could talk to Triple H, and Triple H would give him whatever he wants. I'm sure of that.
Yeah, and he's always done Fozzy tours.
But Meltzer won't say that because he's paid off by Tony Khan.
And Jericho has always done Fozzy with AEW. Like, he's always been allowed to do Fozzy with AEW for years. And there was no issues then. Suddenly it's an issue.
It feels like a desperation tactic from Tony Khan. It really does.
Yeah.
That's what this whole thing feels. This whole situation, Jericho feels very fishy to me. And I feel Tony Khan is holding Jericho hostage, knowing where Jericho's going, and he's afraid of where Jericho's going to go. And Tony doesn't want Jericho going back to WWE because if Tony feels if he does, it's going to make Tony and AEW look fucking bad. Well, Tony and AEW look bad either way.
Yeah.
Unbelievable to me, man. Unfucking believable. We did get a contract. No, Jericho now back on AEW TV. Do I still think he eventually goes back to WWE? Yes, I do. Yes,
probably
I
not
do.
Probably not until next year.
Yeah, because Tony Khan tacked 8 months to his contract, froze his contract, and tacked 8 months to his contract. So now Jericho's now stuck in AEW until at least either the end of this year or the end of next year. Great.
Yeah.
Great. Also on Dynamite, we got a contract signing with Kenny Omega and MJF. What did you think of this, man? And then it led to a match with MJF and Speedball Mike Bailey.
Exciting.
Oh, but it's Speedball Mike Bailey. What's there to complain about?
Why was this match happening on television?
Why? I mean, I should ask Tony Khan that.
Like, I mean, the match was good. It's nice, actually, that Speedball is getting, the matches with the big stars. Like MJF. It's nice he got there with the world champion, but like, why? What purpose did the match serve?
Zero, bro. Zero.
Like, what was the reason for it? Why? Because the Speedball is Canadian? He needs to defend the honor of his fellow Canadian, Kenny Omega?
That's like a cheap way out kind of an excuse with them, bro. Just because they're from Canada. Speaking of another match that meant zero. Oh, you're going to love this. Kenny Omega teams with Jack Perry and Brody King to face the Demand, the Righteous and Ricochet, who's actually in the news where he talked about a podcaster, a JD from NY206. Shout out to JD, by the way. He's a lot more successful than Ricochet ever will. Those are facts. Don't at me. Ricochet talks with Sean Ross Sapp, saying he calls like they talk bad about JD, and then I actually went at Ricochet and roasted him. He didn't respond. I'm not blocked by him, but it's funny. This is what I tweeted him. Listen to this. This is what I tweet him. If I can find the tweet, here we go. If I can find the tweet. Oh, here it is. So one of Ricochet's tweets, my phone never wants to load. Here we go. One of Ricochet's tweets, I replied to Ricochet, JD has a very successful podcast, pulls in more numbers than you ever will. And unlike you, he does not come on here and bully someone like you did the other day when you made fun of an elderly woman recently with MS. With all due respect, please sit this one out, Trevor Mann. So I pretty much cooked Ricochet on social media, on X.
Okay. Pretty much.
Shame on Ricochet. He's an asshole. Oh, but this is heel heat with the MS suite. No, that's called being a dick. That's not being a heel. That's being a prick. And the Demand versus Omega, Jack Perry, and Brody King. Yeah. Who ate the pinfall?
Was it Leona?
I believe so, but Omega, Perry, and Brody King won. Oh. So Omega kicks out and lands the V-trigger on Ricochet. falls with a one-winged angel for the win. So Ricochet pinned by Kenny Omega. So I cooked Ricochet this week on X, and then the same week, 2 days later, last night on Dynamite, Ricochet's pinned by Kenny Omega. Oh, man, you can't make this up, bro. You can't make this up. Oh, but Ricochet's the first national champion. He's a big deal. Sure. Oh, man. Did you love seeing the demand at least on Dynamite, bro?
Oh yes, the demand. Yeah, who demanded for this match?
Or you call them the not so demand.
Yeah, the not so demand. Yeah, I didn't demand for this.
And
Who
Ricochet,
demanded for this?
No, I didn't demand for it, bro.
Oh my god.
And the Ricochet ate the pin, by the way. Yeah, Ricochet, first national champion. Yeah, loser.
Yeah, big deal. All right.
I cook him this week on X, and then he gets pinned by Omega last night on Dynamite, bro.
Maybe you put the maybe you cursed him.
Yeah, maybe Danhausen for an unofficial appearance on Dynamite put a curse on Ricochet.
Yeah, he seen that MS tweet, and he had to curse Ricochet.
Oh man. Moving on, we got Will Ospreay versus Pac. This wasn't bad, but Will Ospreay wins this. But I mean, do you care? Did you care for this much?
Ospreay versus Pac. I thought the match was good,
but then you got afterwards.
I thought it was alright, but I thought it was good. But I mean, did it really mean that much in the grand scheme? I was impressed though by Pac. He was great out there.
Yeah,
but all this was to set up for what happened afterwards.
Yeah, you got the Death Riders, including Wheeler Useless coming out. Oh joy!
That's exactly what we needed to see. Wheeler
and
Useless
Danny Garcia.
Yeah, Wheeler Useless and Danny Garcia. Yeah, that's exactly who we needed to see on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, they beat up Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
Then they wrapped Ospreay's neck with a chair. Claudio was gonna stomp on the chair, but before Moxie stopped him.
So the Death Riders heels or faces? What are they doing here?
I think they're tweeters, I guess.
I don't fucking know.
Honestly, all this is it's just a wrap up with whatever they want to do with Ospreay and Moxley coming out of Forbidden Door last year. Because it was the Death Riders who took out Ospreay. So this is pretty much them wrapping up the storyline.
Yeah. But we got also Triangle of Madness versus the Brawling Birds and Mina Shirakawa. The Triangle of Madness, it's Julia Hart, Sky Blue, and Thekla. Now,
did this match mean anything?
No. We had the Brawling Birds and Mina Shirakawa win this match. We had Jamie Hayter pinning Julia Hart for the win for the Brawling Birds and Mina Shirakawa. I mean, does this mean anything? Did you care?
No. What purpose did it serve?
Fuck all. Zero. We also had MJF versus Mike Bailey in an AEW World Title Eliminator match, non-title match. Again, why this match on the show? But MJF wins, right? I guess we're not supposed to complain too much, right? Sure thing.
We needed somebody. We needed somebody from Canada to face the American hero. Because that's honestly why the match happened. Because they're in Canada, they needed a Canadian to face the American heel.
Yeah,
I mean, it's nice for Speedball to get a spot like this, but that's honestly the only reason why he got it. Like, it didn't mean anything in the grand scheme. Like, if this was in the United States, it would be MJF against probably Kevin Knight or somebody else. But because it wasn't in Canada, they put the Canadian there.
Yeah, probably,
and they needed someone for MJF to beat before Dynasty.
Yeah. Oh, and then also this last thing on the Dynamite last night, Darby Allin comes out and he calls out MJF, and then the Don Callis family come out. And then Don Callis appears with El Clan, Henchicero, Lance Archer, and Andrade, El Idolo. Don Callis then says that himself and MJF selected Andrade to face Darby Allin at Dynasty. And if Darby can beat Andrade, then he gets an AEW World title match. Does something tell me Darby's going to beat Andrade at Dynasty when it really should be Andrade getting MJF for the future world title? What are we doing here?
I mean, they do have a Double or Nothing in Grand Slam Mexico after this, after Dynasty.
They do, but I don't know. But
I'm guessing they do the Andrade MJF match in Mexico. Because because Andrade is from Mexico, so maybe they do it there,
true.
and they do Darby versus MJF at Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
Problem is though with Andrade and Darby, they don't have enough time to build for their match.
Well, they don't at all.
Like they have what they set up this match here, and they only have like one more week to build it.
Yeah. So what are we doing here?
Like literally, it just feels rushed. The match should be incredible. But there's not enough story. There's not. I guess the story could be, Doc Callis family. They're going after Darby because Max put a bounty on him.
Yeah.
But it feels more though of a story between Max and Darby. And the Don Callis family are just there as like plot devices.
Yeah. And then I think didn't we get like the War Dogs or the Dogs on the show with David Finlay and Gabe Kidd and
they
Clark
cut
Connors?
a
Who cares?
They are feuding. Oh, by the way, on Collision, on AW Collision, there's gonna be a match involving the War Dogs and the Conglomeration.
Fuck me. Fuck me. Where's the fucking pillow on that? Oh my God. Why?
This feud is still continuing.
You thought the MFTs and Wyatt 6 was fucking bad. My fucking God. The War Dogs and the Conglomeration, man. Please hand over the NyQuil if you can.
This is the Collision match, if you even want to hear it. It's an 8-man tag. Collision happening tonight on Thursday. It's going to be the War Dogs.
A show that I will not be watching, by the way.
Yeah, this is the card for Collision. This is one of the matches. If you even want to know about the War Dogs and Conglomeration, it'll be an 8-man tag. David Finlay, Clark Connors, Wheeler Useless, and Claudio Castagnoli against Mystico, Kevin Knight, Orange Cassidy, and Roddy Strong.
Jeez.
This feud, Conglomeration and the War Dogs, the feud that will never die. Why is this still continuing? Why?
Holy shit.
And you know what's and we're having Wheeler Useless in this match.
Why is he in this match?
How do we make a feud even worse? Let's involve Wheeler Useless in it.
Dynamite last night, though not bad, but boring. Boring. And Dynamite, I'm sure, looks just as bad, if not worse than shit. My God. My fucking God. Like, got nothing else to say. Dynamite, man. They were shit the past 2 weeks, though. Last night's somewhat better. Not a bad show last night, but my God, like AEW is just. I got no words. I'm sure you got something to say on that.
It's so boring.
Yeah, boring is the perfect way to put it. Boring.
Literally. Like the only thing that they built the Dynasty, the only two matches they get built for Dynasty was Omega and Max, and Ospreay and Moxley. And
not even much Dynasty build at all last night. I mean, are you excited for Dynasty next weekend? Because I'm not. And by the way, next week's their go-home show, by the way, for Dynasty. Are you excited for Dynasty, bro?
I wish I was. Too bad they haven't. Too bad they didn't even bother to build the show.
Yeah. And I guess that is the wrap for episode 19 of Forbidden Podcasts for FioriousNation on YouTube with yours truly, Nick Fiore and Adam Carl here for Forbidden Podcast episode 19. We do appreciate you guys showing up here. You guys are great. We love every single one of you. Next week, man, episode 20. Episode 20. That'll be next week, April the 7th. It's actually a few days before my mom's wedding, so congratulations to my mom and stuff like that. So looking forward to that next weekend. But next week's episode 20. Hopefully more news come in the next week. And then episode 21, which is WrestleMania week, right before WrestleMania. Episode 21 will be just strictly WrestleMania preview and predictions. Adam Carl most likely on here. I'll try and get at least another person or two on here as well. We'll see. But at least Adam Carl and I for WrestleMania preview predictions in 2 weeks from today. But I'm looking forward to episode 20 next week, man. 20 episodes next week, man. My goodness. We're in 20 episodes next week.
Yeah, 20 episodes.
Yeah. So hopefully it's more newsworthy going into next week. Not much this past week. Hopefully that changes next week, but we'll see. But nonetheless, we appreciate you guys showing up here. You guys are great. Love every single one of you. And thank you once again for the 260 subscribers. Let's get some more 265 to 270 by May 1st of this year, by the end of this month. And let's start out April off the right way, folks. So once again, we appreciate you showing up. You guys rock. Make sure to hit the like on the video. Make sure you subscribe to FioriousNation, especially if you're new watching FioriousNation. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for all notifications after you do subscribe whenever these two go live here on the YouTube platform. And follow me, FiorioNick5 at FiorioNick579 on the bottom of the left-hand screen. Bottom of the right-hand screen at Adam Carl 2005. Go follow Adam Carl on X at Adam Carl 2005. Nicholas Fury 31 on Facebook. TikTok at FioriousNation. And Instagram at Nicholas Fury 2014. Adam Carl, any other final parting words before we get the hell out of here and before episode 20 of next week?
Yeah, it's a big milestone.
Yeah,
it's a milestone. You know, I'm very excited. Yeah, I'm very excited for that. For everybody, hope everybody's taking good care of themselves, and a happy spring.
Absolutely, man. And it's funny, and also it's funny. A year ago today, I got my left foot surgery too, and thankfully, no surgery today. But the 1 year anniversary last year. But glad to have that done. But yeah, we're already now into. We've been in the spring. We're now into the 1/3 of the year. The year's going by pretty fast, man. We're already into April, man. Before you know it, it's going to be the summer. So. Looking forward to episode 20 next week. So, and finally, no more snow. The spring is here. So, I'm happy about that. So, Adam Carl and I will see you next week here for episode 20 of Forbidden Podcast. Should be a big one, hopefully, with more news come the next week. We appreciate you showing up here. You guys have a good rest of your Thursday. We will see you next week here on YouTube, week from today, April the 7th, for episode 20 of Forbidden Podcast. Have a good rest of your Thursday, guys. We appreciate every single one of you. You guys are the best and you're awesome. We'll see you next week for episode 20 for Forbidden Podcast. Peace out.